It's not Chad Gable.
It's him! Listen to me.
It's not, bro.
Listen.
Have you never? You're a basic. You've never looked outside
Basic
of the
bitch.
WWE.
I don't want to hear a damn thing. Listen. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Beard Bros podcast. My name is RedBeard, and this is Cronok, and we are the Beard Bros. And we got a very special episode today. We're going to be doing some video game tier rankings and of games that we chose, 15 between both of us. But before we get into that, how's your week been, man?
Jesus, I felt like it didn't even happen. So
It was so quick for me too.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I feel like it was yesterday that we did the last episode. So I don't know.
I started work Sunday, and then boom, it is already Thursday. My day was even short Wednesday, and it just felt. And I don't know. It's the shortest week yet. Yet last week felt longer, and I only had 2 days. Yeah, it's been a blur. I've been enjoying it. It's been a fast week, but here we are. But we're gonna, before we even get into our video game tier list, because we got a lot, we figured we'd do something a little bit different, but we're still going to include our wrestling news from the last week. And there's not much. We're going to kind of shorten it, but I have a lot, but we're going to kind of shorten it so we can fill in the time for the tier list and also some other stuff at the end that we're going to talk about. But I guess I'll go first with some of the news. We're going to start from SmackDown on the 21st of March. It's like a lot kind of happened for this episode. Well, not a lot, I think, but I do like that we did get Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and CM Punk's interaction finally all together in the ring with Paul Heyman standing by. And of course, there's some crazy shit going on between Paul Heyman and CM Punk. There's something there. I'm sensing betrayal vibes, but I don't think Paul is betraying. Paul did make a promise to Punk for a favor, and Punk goes, "Thank you for handing the tribal chief on the silver platter." And then he attacks. Seth is like, "What the hell? I'm involved too," and they start beating up each other. But I mean, it was an interesting sequence. Charlotte buried Tiffany in a promo. I'm getting tired of making our contenders and current champions weak. I don't know what Triple H is cooking here, but it's like, what are you doing? Nobody wants Charlotte to win. They're getting tired of her character, but at this point, it's like, maybe it's for the best because you're making your people look weak. And then Gunther and Jay, what? Dude, there's so much going on. The main focus right now that only anyone gives a shit about is Cena and Cody. These, like, Jay can get his big break. Now Jimmy's involved. I'll even get to that. But no, Charlotte just buries Tiffany, and it's not even a face-to-face promo. It's one of those video call promos. I never liked that format. I love it when they get in their faces. But when they're sitting there and they're in different locations, and it's obviously not live, it's already pre-recorded. But it just, I don't like your current women's champion getting buried. Her title reign's not even that great. I think she's only retained or defended it twice, probably less than that. And
I think it's twice.
The random feud that she had with, like, Candice LeRae and Nia, it worked out. But now that they're off doing whatever they're doing, and the one-off matches with Trish, it's like, if Tiffany retains, she needs to defend it more. But it scares me that they're going for Charlotte since there's no hype here. There's another, like, Liv Morgan is the first woman in the WWE to hand Jade Cargill her first WWE loss. Jade Cargill has not a singles loss. I think they've lost before. I don't think Jade was pinned. She might have been in their first tag title loss, but this is her first singles loss, and she hasn't had many one-on-ones because she's with Bianca, but also because of Naomi's interference. Naomi's a true heel now, and now Liv defeats her. And which is crazy. Liv has taken down so many people. She is that heel right now, and the hate's fully going away from her. Like people have been tired of her character, but she's getting back to the top. And then Kevin Owens and Randy Orton are officially confirmed. We knew that was coming for WrestleMania. There's not a stipulation, I don't think. There needs to be. I'd like it to be like, but I feel like we have like two or three SmackDowns left before WrestleMania. A stipulation could happen at any moment. A match can change a week or two before WrestleMania. So that's been confirmed. So hopefully we get to see him punt Kevin Owens. And then I said Braun Strowman defeats Jacob Fatu because Solo and Tama Tonga interfere. There's some tensions there. I see a WrestleMania match coming up with Solo and Tama, but it's Solo and Jacob. It might be too early for that. Kinda. I kind of need. I want more build up, but honestly, it could happen.
I think
So
it's gonna just be a simple Jacob and Braun thing, and then maybe Solo interferes then or something. Because I don't think they're gonna do it right away at WrestleMania.
it's not
Personally,
WrestleMania match material. It's not. It's like it's cool, yeah, but it's not set yet. Because I know they took a minute to set up Ray and Dominic. That match went straight in. They were building it up because they're like, oh, it's probably not going to happen. And he punched Dominic and he was like, all right, I'll see you at WrestleMania. So it was like it's set there, but you need a full on turn from Jacob because he's in between it. He's the rabid werewolf. He's doesn't know what to think if Solo's on his side or Solo's not. I don't think it's going to happen right away. I feel like it's an after WrestleMania thing or whatnot. And for Raw, there was a lot that happened on Raw, and that's going to lead me soon into my rant because I
oh
sadly went on Twitter and saw, and some things pissed me off. But with Raw, we had Cena and Cody's promo again. In some way, the
yes,
WWE has to be protecting Cody because Cena
yeah,
is not killing him on the mic yet. Cena did the Brock Lesnar heel thing where he's going to fight you and then he walks out of the ring. Like, what are you
Mhm.
doing, man? I'm ready for this man to brawl. He's just like his promos are still great, but him stone faced not saying anything. Cena used to is his heel angle reverse Cena where he doesn't kill you on the mic? Come on. And now,
I think they're just protecting Cody.
yeah, and now
Honestly,
what I hear because they start sending out on Twitter. Twitter's the worst place to be for these things because they find the schedules that the wrestlers are for. But apparently, Cena has one last appearance before Mania, which is this coming Monday. And after that, he doesn't show up till Mania. So I really hope that this last promo he has, or whatever it is, that he either brawls with Cody or he has a whole promo battle. I need that. I need something to make me, because
same.
I don't want to sit here go into this match and he's gone off television until that weekend of WrestleMania, and it's like, okay, what the hell do we do here? And it's working. Um, Jay Uso's mystery partner was Jimmy. Not even a shocker. People were saying Joe
Obviously,
Hendry because they're in Scotland. I'm like, Joe Hendry is doing his own
no,
thing. Joe Hendry's in PUBG now.
yeah.
He's
Also
doing his
based,
own shit, huh? You said based?
fucking based. Yeah, dude. I
I
mean,
don't play it
it's a
much anymore,
simple.
but
Yeah, I saw some. I watch a wrestling YouTuber, and what they always say is right now in the WWE, it's simple: 2 plus 2 equals 4. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing complicated.
yeah,
It's just a simple equation.
yeah. And of course, Jay Uso squashed A Town Down Under. Don't He doesn't need to be in a squash match to make himself look strong. He's beaten Gunther before and also lost, but there's no reason to make yourself look strong versus mid carders. Like I said, that's why last week's match didn't make sense. That ending was botched, and the commentary thought it was a crossbody, but it was like a weird jumping spear that didn't need to happen. When did he start jumping into spears? So it made him look weak. And
Then
now
he botched over the
I
top
just,
row.
yeah, I just feel like the match is going to be mediocre unless they up their game because you know it's going to be super kicks and chops. I'm sorry, Gunther is a great heel, a great wrestler, but I know it's going to be super kicks and chops the whole time. I just know it.
Well, we've seen it before.
Because his wrestling style is completely different, yes, and he is a very casual, the mat is sacred kind of wrestler. His gimmick is not having a gimmick. He's just coming out there like, hey, I'm better than you. That's pretty much what it is. He's the villain,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be that. I just hope that they try to make it at least a little better than Jay versus Jimmy, which they probably won't.
No, it'll definitely be better than that. But it's like the thing is, we've already seen Gunther versus Jay like 3 times, so we already know it's going to be like it's going to be an okay match. It's not going to be super
Right.
spectacular. It's not going to be super bad. But like that's one of the reasons I've had such a hard time getting behind him choosing Gunther because I mean, just because we've seen it so many times at this
Yeah.
point. And now they're doing this whole angle where Jay is botching as part of the storyline where he tripped up in the middle of the ring this week. Like, what? I don't like that. You shouldn't make your Royal Rumble winner be botching on purpose to try to make him seem weak. Why are you trying to make him seem like more of an underdog than he already was? Like, everyone knows he's the underdog here. There's no questioning that. Now you're just making him look like he has absolutely zero chance, which I don't know, man.
Yeah, and I don't get that. Like they're doing more with Jay than they are with Tiffany. Tiffany's not even trying to make herself like, yeah, diving off the damn thing was like amazing. It hypes her up, but it's like she's not channeling. It's just like it's like they're just doing side quests, waiting for the main boss to show up, and they're just waiting around, waiting. It feels like a Liv Morgan thing when Liv first started her women's world title reign or the SmackDown Women's Champion reign. She didn't defend it much, and neither has Tiffany. It's like you got it. Now where do we go from here? It's like Shinsuke, you got it. Now where do we go from here? And then they eventually are like, shit, this belt is not doing so well. So now we may give it to Charlotte. But that's not my prediction yet because I want to see the next 2 or 3 weeks to where it's like, okay, I can tell that maybe she's going to win. And it's still the same for Cena because now with this week, how his promo was and how he's acting, now I can't even say if he's going to win it because they are trying to hype up Cody to be the one to say he's makes me feel like Cody's making the crowd not want Cena to win now. The way he's building up this feud, he's giving all his energy, but Cena's not giving his. It's like he's that silent killer. It's like he does all of his talking to us instead of the guy he's going to be facing at WrestleMania. So I'm really hoping it changes this coming Monday. We shall see. But oh, and then also,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Plus, like the thing is, Cody's trying to his promos are aimed at like being like, why you shouldn't want John Cena to win. Doesn't matter, even if you say everybody wants him to win. So it's kind of like Cody needs to find another avenue to go down to make people cheer for him because everyone wants John Cena to win. They don't want Cody to retain. So
Cody is
yeah,
there every single week. Barely misses any. If he does, it's like a week in between. That's I do honestly feel like he is going to win, mostly because he's there every night and sometimes these champions call for a break. Roman got his 6 month break. I see Cody getting his. It would be funny to me if it was like poetry in motion where Cody's the Roman of this year and he returns at SummerSlam or whatever. Someone gets the belt off of him and then Cody shows up and does his like I wouldn't be Triple H has been kind of known for like giving us comebacks and flashbacks of something that's already happened. Not always. It's not always good to repeat everything. But I mean, like, wouldn't hurt if like Cody returns at SummerSlam, gives him a 6 month break or whatever. Usually that happens after Mania. You get a 6 month break after being champion and then losing it. And then backstage after that segment, Jimmy gives Gunther a nice old slap to the face. I'm seeing that as a potential match, probably on Raw or something. Maybe Gunther gives
it
like
is a
Jimmy.
match.
Oh, it is going to be a match. It's going to be what this Monday.
I think so.
Is it for the belt or is it just a one on one?
Just a one-on-one. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
So yeah, it'd be good to see that match. I know it's gonna be slaps and kicks again, but I also feel like Jay's gonna get interfere in that match. I honestly have a feeling because Gunther has interfered in his matches. I hope it doesn't cause a shift or anything between him and Jimmy for like, hey, why would you interfere? I don't think it will because we don't need to go back to Jimmy versus Jay. That happened, and now they're good terms again. I'm also getting tired of that angle. That shit went for so long. It doesn't need to happen again. Um, oh yeah, so Penta declines Dom's offer to
Obviously,
find the way
he
to get the
fucking
belt.
cost him his
Yeah,
match.
he cost him his match, and he was like, "Yeah, beat his ass." I'm like, "You cost me the match, bro. Why would I?" Which helps for me, to think that there may be a fatal four way at WrestleMania between Penta, Breaker, Finn, and Dominic. Now
Ooh,
this would be really because I like to visualize things. I like to think in the mind of Triple H. He's got a creative mind, and I try to sit here and think. But there was a wide shot of all four of them in different corners of the ring, and I was like, that looks like a fatal four way setup. It now the only way for that to happen is for either there's some betrayal coming from Dom or Finn in the Judgment Day, or Dom's gonna say, "Hey, I'll be in the match too with you, Finn." At the end of the day, gold is coming to the Judgment Day. It's now it could also be if Dom wins that belt, which I could see happening because here's the thing: Penta is in a
he's winning.
phenomenal. Penta, that's what I'm saying. Penta is a phenomenal superstar. His work in AEW, his work in the indies is phenomenal. But unlike Cody, because Cody Rhodes didn't even get handed this. Cody Rhodes came back and no, he didn't win the belt right away. They're not doing that anymore, where they come through and like they're already guaranteed the belt. Charlotte's a different story because she uses her name, and I don't know what's going on there. But with Penta, if he gets the match, I don't see him getting that belt yet. He's still fresh. He's still new. He's really been facing mid carders. The IC title is a mid card championship, but I mean like Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser, all of them are pretty much mid carders. He's in that scene now, but because of him being costed at Raw, it doesn't seem like he's going to win it at Mania. And I don't see Finn winning it because we all know your famous rant. Everybody, over 200 people on TikTok have seen your rant. You're probably
Yeah.
the highlight of this show.
Hey, don't
So,
put yourself down.
well,
You're just
you
as
know
much
what I
of a
mean. But like, if
highlight.
they know a hype man's gonna happen, it'll be you. I just talk normally, but well, unless they hear my rant tonight. But yeah, it's. I feel like Dom would be the best choice because he hasn't had a main roster singles belt. He had the North American Championship in NXT, and that would also cause a shift in the Judgment Day. Finn wants gold. Dom can win gold, sure, because the Judgment Day now has gold, but that could lead it closer to Finn falling out, and then can't say that this would last that long. Finn versus Dominic at SummerSlam for the IC title. It probably won't go that far. I feel like Backlash would be something. I don't know how I'm cooking with these predictions. Tony, I don't work for WWE. I promise I don't work for the WWE. I
He
don't know
doesn't have the
shit.
script.
I'm not green shirt guy. I'm not Smiles. I don't have the script. I'm just saying I think, and I'm like, because I mean, SummerSlam is a long way after. Dom could hold it for that long, but Backlash seems like it would happen. Then also you got to think about Cody and because Roman didn't get his Backlash match. He was gone afterwards, so Cody may not even have to get a Backlash match because that's usually where the next rematch clause happens. Roman hasn't even done his yet for Cody. He still has that ready. He could cash that in anytime he wants. I
Yes,
don't
but
know.
rematch clause is pretty dumb.
They're kind of
So
dumb, and I don't know. And I don't think they still happen for the next champion, but I think they do. But I think they've fully gotten rid of that. I think that was just a teaser of like, yeah, Roman's still on your radar, or you're still on Roman's radar, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, since we're pretty sure Cody's going to drop the belt at Mania. And but yeah, no, that's what I think is going to happen. For maybe it's going to be a fatal four way because all four of these dudes are wanting this championship. Finn wants it so bad, and out of two of those people who lost to Braun were Finn and Penta. Who hasn't lost to Braun in a title match yet? Well, there was one. Well, he Dominic did fight for that title, but I don't think Braun had it yet. If I'm wrong, I don't remember who
I
had
don't
it.
remember.
But I think
But
you remember Dominic was robbed of the belt, or was that the World Heavyweight Championship?
That was the World Heavyweight too.
Yeah,
He went against Gunther.
yeah. So
I was
Yeah,
really pissed.
IC title. Probably, I would say like there's a way Dominic can find it.
Do you remember how mad I was when he lost that World Heavyweight
You were
Championship?
very upset. Dominic is one of his favorite, probably much his favorite right now. His favorite
It
heel.
is my favorite wrestler of all
Yeah,
time. Not even close.
and Dominic's not even been in that long, and he's phenomenal. He's doing great. He's doing
Yeah.
really great. And then Io, Rhea, and Bianca once again, stupid, dumb scuffle, and now Rhea's getting another chance against Io, and now they're gonna be like, well, this person will determine who goes. Io's gonna retain. They're not. I don't see them just.
Bianca's gonna interrupt. It's still gonna be a
Yeah,
title
it's
shot.
gonna. That's gonna probably what the next few weeks are gonna be. People are gonna be interrupting each other's matches, causing tension. I don't want it to happen, but I feel like at some point Adam Pearce is gonna give in and say, "F it, do it. Who cares? Leave me alone." You know, it's just that's how he's
Yeah.
always been. He's trying to make it clear that it's not gonna happen. Also, people, Rhea, okay, stop booing Bianca. First of all, the only y'all are cheering Rhea. She is literally acting like a child. I had a nice contract signing between Bianca. I love Rhea. I
Mm.
love her character. She deserves everything that she gets. But right now, her character is a whiny bitch. We're getting close to my rant here. This isn't even my rant. Whiny, dude. She interrupted like two previous segments with Io and Bianca. She interrupted their contract signing, and now she interrupted this week's, which was just yeah, it was Adam Pearce and Bianca. No, Adam Pearce and Neo talking about what's going to happen at Mania. Bianca comes out, blah 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 blah. Then Rhea comes out again and just darts beating. I'm tired of the whole pushing Io in the face. Stop doing that. That's just you did a three-peat on that. Like we know what's going to happen. You push her face away, she's going to start fighting you. It's like I'm excited for this match, but I'm also bored at the segment buildup. It's like stop pushing her away. Like you, Rhea had respect for Io, and now Rhea, who cost her the match, is mad at Io. Yeah, it's not making any sense to me. I hope Io, if there's a triple threat, beats both of their asses. I'm
Oh,
tired.
there's he is winning.
I'm
He
just
is
like,
winning.
dude, what is going on? Um, Lyra retains also her championship.
Yeah.
Bailey comes out and helps her against Liv and Raquel. Could be, I think, could be a match 1 week. I'm not saying it would be a WrestleMania match. I thought about it. It wouldn't be for the titles because I don't think you're going to put two belts on Lyra right now. Lyra would need to lose her
Well, hear me
belt.
out.
Okay.
Bailey is going after the women's intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Wouldn't mind to go back to heel Bailey, right? Or just a regular face versus
I
face.
don't know. Could be anything. Might be another multi-person match, but again, I don't want another one. There's so
We have
many.
so many of those, and one of them's even. Oh yeah, Punk has a promo on Roman and Seth. There's a contract signing this Friday. Contract signings have been happening recent a lot, and I don't even know why you need a contract signing for a regular triple threat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the favor from Paul was either just to send Roman his way, or if they get a main event shot. Because I do not see Io Bianca and Rhea, or Io and Rhea, or Bianca could be main event material. Jan Gunther's not going to be main event.
No.
Obviously, I feel like night one is going to be Roman, Seth, and Punk
Easily.
because it's Roman. So sorry to Io and
And Seth.
sorry
Yeah.
to and Tiffany's and Charlotte's not going to get it either. So
Yeah.
it's
No.
they usually have stopped with the whole thing where the last time that the only time that a Royal Rumble winner recently has gotten to the main event is Cody, and he got to it twice, no, three times, because he got it 39, and then he got it with the tag team match, and then he got it with the second night. He's gotten it three main event. He's going to have four main events of WrestleMania since he's been back. I'm like, dude, yeah, protecting and favoring him, like shit. Like, damn, dude, okay. I just hope next year,
Yeah.
like, we get at least one of the other ones a main event. Make it make sense. It used to be main events all the time, and now it's not.
I saw something that like Cody Rhodes' return to WWE is like the most impactful return ever in the history of WWE, which I mean,
Yeah,
kind of true.
I mean, Punk stole that show too. The next year. because of like how rumored and how long it's been since he's been here. But Cody Rhodes, yeah, from a person who was treated badly. I mean, both him and Punk were, but see, Punk was absent for so long, and he was in AEW. So technically, Punk's return happened 2 years before Cody's to WWE. So he was already making waves, and they were happy. Now his WWE return is more impactful because of his history, but Punk was already returned at that moment. So the hype was there and it was fluttering. Cody coming back was like it was never going to happen because of how his obviously history with the WWE was sour when he left. So him coming back, yes, it was, but he was the hottest star at the time over anybody, and coming back like that, people were excited to see it. But Punk technically stole the show the year following because nobody was expecting that. There was not even a single article talking about it. We knew he was let go from AEW, but we were thinking he was done. So we didn't even know he was going to actually take that step. And now he's here. So, yeah. You have any thoughts before I go into this rant?
Uh, I just have one thing to say.
Mm.
If Dominic Mysterio does not win at WrestleMania, I'm killing someone. Anyway, rant.
Whoa!
Let's go.
Bleeping that in the final edit. Okay. Rants, yes. So we had El Grande Americano debut on Raw. Chad Gable. Don't even say anything, Crodoc.
It's not Chad Gable.
It's him. Listen to me.
It's not, bro.
Listen.
Have you never? You're a basic bitch. You've never looked outside of the WWE
bitch.
to see El Grande Americano down in the
all right,
Indies
brother.
in Mexico.
Have you seen his build? Have you seen his fighting style? He is Chad Gable. I don't want to hear a damn thing. Listen, it's not even about that. The IWC. If nobody knows what the IWC is, it's the internet wrestling community. All of the WWE stands, the gatekeepers, the kayfabe lovers who hate that it's killed off. You guys are ignorant as hell. Dude, we've had gimmicks in the past that were fake. Dude, we had gimmicks that were pretend gimmicks, that you were this and that. We had Yoko fucking Zuna, who pretended to be a Japanese sumo wrestler, sumo lord. He's Samoan, and now people are pissed off that we have Grande Americano, in all seriousness, Crodoc, as a white American man from the Gulf of America, who people are pissed off that it's called that. You have to get over that. I'm sorry. I understand there's tensions with Canada right now, with America. There's tensions with everything and changes right now. We're in a very, very weird time. But WWE is not racist. It's not the same as it used to be years ago. It's not the same. They acknowledge all of their people for everything, for your sexuality, for your race, for your ethnicity. They have always been diverse since the beginning. Like I said, the Samoans are the biggest dynasty in the company. They're anything. They're not racist. You cannot be if you have all these diverse people working in the company. I can understand if people thought it because if a white family maybe was the head dynasty of the company, but it's a Samoan / African Hawaiian dynasty running this company for the last 4 generations, maybe 5. Racism because it's a character who's throwing on a luchador gimmick. First of all, you got to think that WWE has to get clearance from the lucha community to do this. They don't make these decisions before asking. This isn't Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, I'm calling Vince McMahon out. Vince McMahon disrespected the lucha community so many times with things. I get it. Dragon Lee's mask got taken off. But this is a scripted show. Predetermined sport. They talk about these things and agree to them before they happen. I am sure Dragon Lee agreed to let his mask get slipped off, and I'm sure that Rey Mysterio and every other luchador, probably Penta included, said, yes, we can do this. Chad Gable is a villain right now. He's a heel. He's supposed to piss off. He's supposed to piss off the WWE universe. He's gonna get his comeuppance. He's gonna get his ass beat by the luchadors. He's gonna eventually probably reveal himself. Ray Phoenix is coming. So that's also a thing. It's there's so many things that they're building to. Calling racism, people stop getting offended for other ethnicities, other races, to make yourself look like a savior or a good person, dude. If they're not offended by it, you shouldn't be either. It's not hurting anything. It's a message. He's trying to mock them as a character, as a heel villain, and eventually he's gonna get his ass beat, his receipts or whatever if you want to call it. So like the IWC, y'all need to chill out because y'all are arrogant people. They've always been arrogant. They're negative. It pisses me off seeing it because this isn't the first time we've had a character who completely has an ethnic gimmick change or a race, not a race change, but we've had so many people be who they aren't. Like we've had Yokozuna. He was literally playing a Japanese sumo wrestler. Back then, we couldn't tell. We didn't have the media or the internet to say, "Oh, it took me probably the third year of Roman Reigns' bloodline to understand that Yokozuna was Samoan and related to them." I'm not even kidding you. But it just outrages me because they're trying to tell a story. They're scripted, and people are just shitting on it.
Yeah. Question for anyone who's shitting on this, or just the ICWC in general. So we were fine with El Generico, though, right? Like, what's the
That's
difference?
yes,
What's the difference,
yes.
man?
You loved El Generico, who is literally Sami Zayn. I'm very aware that Sami Zayn is
Well, they're
also,
friends.
yeah. I'm also very, I'm also very aware that Sami Zayn is also a Muslim. Yes, people, if you didn't know, Muslims can be white. Um, and also native to to the Saudi people. Like, I don't think he's native, but still, he also put on a fake luchador gimmick. There's tons of indie people who have put on fake luchador gimmicks. You're only attacking this now. The only reason the IWC is attacking this now is because of the Gulf America. They're pissed off with the United States and they're pissed off with what's going on. So that mention pisses them off even more. So they want to claim racism. No, WWE is just adapting to the change. WWE is being geographically accurate. If it's called the Gulf of America, declared by the President of the United States or whatever, whether it's, I think it's a dumb change. I don't really care. Whether it's a dumb change or not, they're going to use it if it's on the map now. They're going to use the name. They're not doing it to appeal to MAGA supporters or Trump. They're literally just following the patent. That's all they're doing. Yeah, and yeah, he used AI videos. That's what they found out, that he used AI videos in that before package. Who cares? AI is around. If they need to tell a story, then use it. I
I
don't
mean,
know
they're
what
using
else
it
more.
for a heal. I think it's just to get more
They're
heat.
using it.
So
It's there to piss you off. You don't need to get pissed off this way and think it attacks your entire well-being. It shouldn't. It's a. It's not going to be there very long. It's not even. I don't think it's going to last into WrestleMania. It's going to be done before. And I mean, I could get Ray versus him or something, but it's not going to last. It probably will last. He'll get unmasked, and I'll be proven right that it's Chad Gable.
it's not. It's Grande Americano. He
Oh
was
my
on the Indies for
god!
8 years, man.
Oh,
He was on the Indies for
right.
8 years. It's not my fault that you
Yep.
can't notice that
Uh
he was
huh.
alive.
Yeah, but I can't wait to come back here and prove you wrong.
Oh
But
yeah,
listen,
okay.
either way, whoever he is when he's unmasked, it may lead to a Mania match. It may not. He'll be unmasked probably soon. It's not going to last very long. They're not going to make these things. This is an Iron Sheik situation where they make him like he's from Iran or something. The whole, that's one thing. The Iron Sheik, they did a whole terrorist angle on him back in the day. Vince McMahon had a whole terrorist angle during the whole Gulf War, and he was the villain, and he was pretending to be Iranian. He's not Iranian. The Iron Sheik is not Iranian. They had a whole angle. This has been going on for so many years. The new
Is it?
generation, no, the Iron Sheik is not Iranian. I think he's a different. I think he's different, but he's not like that. Like, or no, I think Iraq was Gulf War. Yeah, but still, like they had an angle for him where he was pretty much on the opposing side of Americans. Um, I'm pretty sure there was literally a tag team called the Anti-Americans who burned a flag on national television. Dude, this is not an abnormal thing for WWE to do. And I know it's Triple H. Stop calling him Vince. He's not Vince. It's an angle that he came up with, or Chad or whoever's behind the mask did. Just let it marinate. You'll be over it in 2 weeks. That's my rant. IWC
He
is
is
negative, and they do
Iranian.
so much shit. What happened?
He is Iranian. I just looked it up.
Oh, well, it was an angle that they did, and they completely. I think they changed his to Iraq. I think it was different. We weren't having a problem with the Iranians. It was the Iraqis. So whatever. Political talk sucks anyway. When you combine it with the WWE, I hate it so much. But that's the end of my discussion. I just need to rip you IWC people a new one. You people are need to chill. It's a television show. It's fun. Have fun.
Rude.
That's the end of
Like
my
it's not the end of the
WWE.
world, man.
No, it's not. People found it. Most of the people, even the Mexican community, Latinos, whatever, I'm sure most of them found it funny.
It's my favorite part of the show right now. I'm not gonna be honest with you, except for aside from Dom. Oh
Yeah, it's
goodness.
that shit. I don't know, but we're going to get into the meat of this podcast. Do you have any further thing before we get into the main focus here?
I do.
Okay.
So I believe right before we did the last podcast, or it was a bit after, I finished the story of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay.
And I will probably make a review of it somewhere, something. I don't know. I'll see. But ignoring that, I'm done the game. I'm just grinding everything, trying to get everything before the new title update comes out, which holy shit, they just did a showcase for what's coming. And it's kind of obvious to me, and I feel like a lot of people, that everything that is coming was planned for launch, but because they were trying to meet a deadline, they couldn't make it happen. Because this is all stuff that should have been like in the game from the start, and it feels
Right.
like it should have been since it's literally coming out in like a week. So I think it was just like a time thing where they couldn't get it on time. But now we're getting freaking a gathering hub, which thank God we sorely needed that. And for those of you who don't know, gathering hub is basically a place where you gather. I mean, it says it in the fucking name. You figured it. You figured it fucking out. Anyway,
For any of
sorry.
you
I'm
Monster
just
Hunter nerds listening, he's the biggest here between us.
yeah. I'm
I tried what Rise, and I was like, couldn't
no,
do
you
it.
tried World, but
Oh, I tried World. Okay, I tried Worlds. I had a bit of fun, but I was like, it wasn't my cup of tea. It's like there's a lot that you said even grinding. And it's like me, I for some reason can't play any grind games right now. I don't think I have been.
I
No,
have over 112 hours now.
he has more time than me. Let's just say that. Okay, he's younger than me. He's at
In
home.
what?
He's got all the time to be the content creator. That's why we got to get this man up in the subscribers. Subscribe to Crodoc. Throwing that out now. Subscribe to him on
Oh,
Twitch, but I
you.
think he's starting to use YouTube probably more. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I.
But anyway, they also announced Arena Quest, which is also a thing that was in Base World, I believe. Arena Quest is basically the how fast can you kill this monster, basically.
Oh,
And you gotta do it with this certain equipment. And it's just stuff to get like unique rewards. It's cool. I hate it. I'm personally an Arena Quest hater. Sorry to anyone who likes them. I'm not one for like trying to kill the monster as fast as fucking possible. But then we have freaking Mizutsune coming, which is going to be interesting. A lot of people are mad about that. Stop complaining, you shitheads. I know we got him in like, I know we got like 4 versions of him in the last game, but like just chill. It's okay. Like calm down. And then
can't relate
freaking
to this shit.
also another thing I want to say is because Wilds is so popular. I mean, like freaking over 1 million people playing on Steam concurrently, right? So But because it's so popular, there's a lot of new people who came in, and with that, a lot of toxic people have entered the Monster Hunter community. And it's been a real weird thing to witness because before Wilds, Monster Hunter community has always been like the nicest community in the fucking world. Never complains about anything. It's always just like, yeah, let's go. The only thing we complain about is when a fight's so hard that we start crying. But um, but
All right.
now, like every little thing is getting complained because there's so many people playing it now. So there's toxic players in the fan base, and it makes me kind of sad because I like the nice little community. Well, it wasn't little, but I like the nice community, and now it's getting toxic, and I hope it gets better. And people are not having ethicalness anyway. They also announced Arc Tempered Raidao, which is definitely a good thing. It's basically just going to be the hardest fight in the game, and people are saying Monster Hunter Wilds lacks difficulty, which is true. I do think it is not that difficult when it compared to other Monster Hunter games. So getting that will be good, and then they're also doing a festival event, which is going to be good. A lot of stuff coming. I'm super excited. I'll probably be streaming all of it when the updates are out. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for
good.
sure. Check out his channel for that. Subscribe, get some updates, because he's on the grind with it. He's on the grind with it for sure. Grinded the hell
Yeah.
out of first part of Monster Hunter, and now he's got some more to do. So, but I guess that means we can finally get into the meat of what this podcast is about. We're going to be doing a video game tier list of our top 15 games each between us two, of what we just see as our favorite games, and we're going to be ranking them. Mostly, this is going to be for visual pod. This part of the podcast, definitely recommend watching it. You can see it well on the screen, right? You have it watching. But pretty much, yeah, this is going to be the meat of that, and so we have a good list of games down here, and we're just going to be ranking them, talk a little about them, why we put them there in this rank. Um, the levels may go between us both because some of these that he has played that I definitely haven't played, and some however he hasn't played what I played. But I mean, I can't say if any of these are going to go into F tier or D tier. I have some honorable mentions as well.
Quick
I guess we
question.
can. Yep.
Are we gonna like do a thing where are we gonna like have to work together to rank them in a certain spot?
Yeah.
And also, what are we ranking them on? Are we ranking them on just how much like we enjoy them, or
I
how good
can
of a game they are?
I can say how good of a game and how much we enjoy them. If we have a game that we've both similarly played but haven't chosen our list, yeah, we can kind of work together and see where they go. Because you can have a different opinion, I can have a different one. I guess you can say like, don't automatically put it into S because I say it's S. If you have a thing with it, we can say, oh, well, then we agree that probably it's a B level game.
Hmm.
Just pretty much like that. So it doesn't like just because it will make it go quicker if I just say, oh, S, A, S, you know. So,
Yeah,
well, first game we have here is Skylanders. Now, I think that's a certain game. I couldn't find an image because there's so many Skylanders games. I'm guessing you
that's
meant
the
the
first
overall.
one. That's the first Skylanders game, Spyro's Adventure. My favorite. That's the one. That's a. By the way, first video game I ever played. Skylanders Spyro's Adventure.
So I'm guessing, but you went for the series when you sent me your list, right?
Yes.
You were going for the
Yes.
full series. So was there like it? So me is obviously I never played. I never experienced Skylanders because I know you had to have. Didn't you have to have a certain console for it? Because they were like little figures, weren't they?
No, it was on like tons of consoles, but what you needed was a certain. You needed. It's really hard to get now, expensively so don't get it.
Oh no.
But
Yeah.
um, Skylanders, you needed the console you want. You needed to get the game for that console. You needed to get the portal for that console, and
Jesus.
you needed to get just the Skylanders work on anything. So you just needed to get the Skylanders too to use them. Just Skylanders, for anyone who doesn't know, are little toys, and that was when the like toys to life genre became a thing, and doesn't exist anymore. But Toys to Life became a thing where it's basically an amiibo. It was like the first amiibo, were Skylanders,
You
and
remember? You remember when the Disney tried to rival that with with Infinity?
I have those games.
It had its potential. It looks so fun, dude, but it
It
tried
is.
to rival the Amiibos and Skylanders so much it didn't go through well. But I heard it was fun. It just didn't keep going.
It was fun. I spent tons of hours on Disney Infinity as well.
Yeah, I never.
Um,
Yeah, as a kid growing up, I didn't get those resources. I just had a console. I was like, you're not getting a portal. Also, Infinity
uh,
was limited, I think, on certain consoles. Wasn't it just on the Wii? Or am I?
it was only on the Wii U, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
so I didn't have the Wii U. I had the Wii at the time. Wow. Fun. So I never
Yeah.
got a chance for it. So I guess where would you think? Because for me, like I didn't play, so it could be, you know, I guess it could be yours, or I guess because I never played, maybe that takes it down to rank. But where would
The
you
thing is,
personally?
Skylanders is a game that I'll revisit like once every like year or two, and every time I revisit it, I fucking cry because of how much I love that game. But the thing is, I know the game isn't perfect. I know the whole Toys to Life thing is the most like we want money thing ever and bullshit ever. Not to
Complicated, yeah.
mention, yeah, their greed fucking made them die, and that saddens me because I want another Skylanders game. I would literally chop off a limb to get another Skylanders game.
Also,
Like,
like it's appealing to kids, but I feel like it should really be appealing to like at least teenagers who have the mindset to keep up with these things because I'm pretty sure kids have bought these and I've lost them and you can no longer play with that character or whatever if you don't have that character for the portal or whatever. I never knew how the saves worked in the game. I never knew if you lost a character, what did it do? It's
um,
yeah.
well, like, so if you lose the actual figurine, can't use it. It's just gone
Yeah.
now. You have to have the figurine. You have to place it on the portal. It has to send the data to the game. It has to recognize the data. It has to use the data to put it into the game. Really cool. And again, my first video game ever, so it leaves a lasting impression on me. I hold this game very near and dear to my
So
heart.
was it like a
The whole
top-down
series.
turn-based thing, like fighting?
Um, God, it was actually a really like unique formula that I kind of can't really explain it, but it's kind of like um the old God of War games. It's a hack and slash. So it's a hack and slash plus puzzle game where at least for the first two games you can't even jump. So you just have to like do puzzles like from top to down and like that kind of stuff. So yeah, it, it's hard to explain. You'd kind of have to see the gameplay, but really
Okay.
cool, also really expensive, and I I personally like if this is just off pure enjoyment and how much it's lasted on me, I'd give it an S. But to be honest, if I'm looking at this like from a game standpoint and just like what, especially the later games in the series where they fucking fumbled the bag so hard, it would have to be a B or C. So
Yeah, I'm thinking about between B or C because the fact that what you said, like, because also depending on, like, think about if you're getting this for your kid or you're getting this for yourself, and financially, like, I'm pretty sure these figurines alone cost a good bit from the actual portal and the game itself. So, like you said, if you lose a figurine, you can't use that character. If someone only owns one figurine and they have a save on that and they lose that figurine somehow, you can't play the game. You have to get to another figurine, I would assume, and you can no longer play it until you get another figurine or find that figurine to continue your game. So like it's relied on having it's a cool concept because it's like, oh man, it's like if we played a WWE game and we had to have the action figure and boom, you put them in there, which that would be crazy because there's a huge roster. But it's like just an action figure going into a game to fight whatever monster or whatever you're doing. And yeah, relying on having the actual figure for that to play the game, I think, yeah, that would be a C for me. Just because the formula is weird and also like if it's expensive. I'm not saying expensive is going to knock these games down, but yeah, with
it's
that
definitely a thing that'll knock
that
these guys.
yeah, with that reliability of like if you lose that figurine you're done for until you find or buy another one. Yeah, C is definitely the best option for that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they would do like the packs where they'd give you three figurines to start the game with if you bought
Okay,
the game
okay.
with it. But the thing is, one thing that's really annoying is you have to have one figurine. So you have to buy at least 8 figurines to 100% the game, which is bullshit. That's just the first game, by the way. If you want 100% like the later games, you have to have like 20 fucking figurines. So
Huh.
that are different. So it's fucking bullshit. But
Well, next is probably both of ours. Well, it's not on your list, but it was on mine. WWE 2K25 or the series itself, but I think we can try to go with 25.
yeah,
Currently, right now, I'm having a blast. It's probably one of their best since they revamped the series for 2K22. So many cool options that have changed. Third person camera. This is the first one out of all of them that I'm actually grinding on my faction. My faction, for those who don't know, is a mode which pretty much plays with the wrestlers in general. They're in card packs. Like each, you have 5 people in a faction. They're on each card who have different levels from starting from bronze all the way to pink diamond, which is or pink ruby, whichever one. I think it's diamond. That is the highest level. So like bronze, silver, gold, sapphire, emerald, all of those, and you can do so many game modes with it. You can rank up your cards. It's a fun mode. At first, for me, it wasn't because it's such a grind. But regardless from that mode, their story mode, their arcade mode, new match types, wrestlers. It's definitely probably in the A range for me because there are some flaws with it, which is personally the online. The island I haven't touched. The island is a new mode that they added, which is pretty much like NBA 2K's City, where you get to roam around, do challenges, upgrade your character. It's rubbed me the wrong way because its online mode is so hasty. I've lost 3 online matches versus another IRL person. They don't know how to wrestle. They don't know how to wrestle. The island mode's kind of buggy as well. The game's crashed on me probably many times, but I don't know if it's a 2K thing. It brings it down to an A for me because of this. Everything else is fun about it, but it's not S tier probably because it's just it doesn't feel like it to me.
I'd put it in a B personally.
A
And
B.
listen, it's not because I don't like 2K. I love the 2K games. It's just for me, it's just missing something. Like I want to just be able to do a bit more. And I don't know exactly what I want to do more of, but something. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and there's some things that have changed weird with the customization options. For some reason, Superstar Creation Mode is the most laggiest mode in the game. I don't know what it's trying to do. What's wrong with it? If you want to give your character, there's a thing called paybacks where you get these abilities you can give to your character. You can give him a move theft mode where he steals the move of another wrestler. You can give him rage mode where he gets rid of his power and he can upgrade it to a finisher, be ready before you for some reason to get one of these abilities, which is called resiliency, where you can easily kick out a pinfall or a submission. You have to leave the character creation mode, go back in it. Your character has to be an 80 overall, right? Or 85. Is it 85
85.
or 85 or above overall? You're pretty much your superstar level. Even if you change your superstar level to 85, you have to leave character creation, go back into it, then click the payback, and then have that set as his payback. It's the most weirdest thing for character creation this year. It's like they relied on every other mode, and this is the worst one. I don't know. So I mean, I think B works for me, honestly, just because like everything is great besides those couple of modes, and then the online is still like an issue. He and I, the first day we played, he's from Canada. He's from another country. I'm all the way at the bottom of America. So us being able to connect that quickly like we did, living in 2 different regions, I was surprised. I don't know how it is
Same.
now. We haven't tried it again, but it doesn't like fighting other created characters, I think, or it doesn't like using created characters some reason. It's a weird mode, but B works for that.
Yeah. You know how
Guess
I feel about this.
yeah. Oh, about Grand. Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Well, yeah, it's kind of the series as a whole. I know you don't play it. You're not really a big fan, right?
Okay, listen. I'm sure the story's great. I haven't played this story, but GTA 5 Online is like one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my entire gaming career. So,
Well, here's where
sorry.
we can go from this. We can use this as just story modes. I did because I didn't get the Grand Theft Auto Online one, so this is just like probably base game. I have a lot of nitpicks. Like I grew up with these games. I shouldn't have. I was a kid growing up with these games. Vice City was my first game. One of my favorites.
What the fuck?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Yeah, I know. I played every game that my dad had, and my dad had a lot of Rockstar Games collections, which is crazy. But
Wait, Vice City was your first video game?
Versa, no, not my first video game. My first Grand Theft Auto. My first video game was probably Stuart Little 2 on the PS1. On my Stuart Little fans, yeah, no,
Base.
no, like it was. I had like educational games. There's an old education console that's still kind of around today called the V Smile. You've probably never heard of
What?
this. It's an educational console. It's orange. It acted like a Super Nintendo or it acted like a Nintendo 64. You had the cartridges, you put in the game. They had Toy Story as a learning game. They had a game called Alphabet Park. They had Barney. Dude, it was a learning game for me. I had this and also like a PlayStation, but I had a learning, console.
Barney
No,
is
that's not in here. Nobody knows what a V-Spawn looks like. I'll put it on the screen. I'll make sure to do that this time. I didn't put the damn title belt on the last episode in the screen. I should have. We'll do that when we get close to predictions or whatever. But it's a nice little education thing. It's a little cute little education simulator thing. But this wasn't my first game around Stuart Little too, but Vice City was the first one that I experienced that was a mature game. No, my dad wasn't neglectful like that, okay? I just played whatever he had. He introduced me to the game system, loved it. That just happened to be something he didn't think nothing of it because a child brain's different, but I was very smart. I kind of had a feeling I was killing people. But with this series, like there's so many good titles. Probably one of my favorite would be the fourth one because of how serious it kind of was, and I'm a sucker for serious stories and how like dramatic it was, and like the the whole point was like, oh, foreigners coming to America, they want to experience the American dream. You find out the American dream is sad and people die around you. Five story is great. I'm been recording. There's a GTA 5 playthrough coming out soon from my channel uh, in honor of like GTA 6's release, which I can't tell if it's delayed or not at this point. I'm just waiting for news at this point so I can report on it and talk about it. But for me, it's a B. There's some ups and downs
Alright.
with this, and even online is what turns it down too. So
Alright.
maybe
Do you want to
between
order
C,
them in turns? Like,
maybe between C and D, maybe for you, or like do you think C is a good
I'm fine
option?
with a B. I know how good GTA is. Like, I'm not gonna ignore that just because I personally am not a
Yeah, I'll
fan.
put it behind. Yeah, because this is still going into the. Because yeah, I'll do it like this, like in the order as well. So if something's better than the other in that category, 2K25 is still a little bit better than Grand Theft Auto. Yes, I've been playing it, but and now we have God of War, the series, which is there's two down here because there's a specific that I grabbed and I did that for a reason. But you
Okay.
specifically went with the entire series, or was it the Ragnarok series?
I want the entire series because
Okay,
I don't know.
have you
I just
played the
think
whole?
that's the whole thing.
Have you played the whole
No,
series?
no. I've played. I mean, okay. I've played all of 2018. I platinum 2018, platinum Ragnarok. By the way, platinum Ragnarok on the hardest difficulty took like 700 or something deaths. I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
I, you know,
Shit, dude. Well, the thing is, Ragnarok's platinum list was easier than 2018's. Now, if you're going to go by feeding
took me longer though.
defeating the Berserker King and Gná, Sigrun was something else. Sigrun was something else, but also there was more collectible stuff to get, like the little story scrolls you had to find too around the map. That was so hard to find. And the eyes of Odin were also a pain in the ass a little bit for me too. But
I don't know. I finished 2018's platinum like in a week, so I don't know. That's pretty
What's
easy for me.
what's funny? I finished them backwards. I finished Ragnarok story and Platinum, and then I went back to defeat Sigrun in one attempt because I defeated Gana and King Kraki, the Berserker King. It's a dude. The series, yeah, the series recently is phenomenal. The series as a whole, I've played all. Now, when I say all the games, I'm not going to include the spin-off stuff like Ascension. I have
That's
played
not spin-off,
Ascension.
part of the story.
Well, it's a part of the story, but I mean like what they were
Ascension,
on.
Chains of
Well, I mean
Olympus,
like in the
Ghost of
main
Sparta.
like the trilogy and then the duology. I meant like because they're spin-offs in a way of like because some of them are prequels where it tells you the story between Deimos and Kratos, which happened before God of War 1, and then the other one, there's one of them that happens in between God of War 1 and 2. So like they're not spin-offs, they're to the main series, but they're like a spin-off from the main story of 1 through 3. So that's what I kind of mean by that. They're still kin to the story.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I get it.
the main timeline is what I can say I have played. Because it's really hard to access the old side timelines because most of them are
Oh,
like on
you the PSP games are impossible to
they're
find.
impossible to play. Yeah, Ascension is probably the only one that's able to play because unless you find an emulator, I'm sure there is something you can find out there to play. You know, Chains of Olympus and
And Ghost of
Ghost of
Sparta.
Sparta, and then we're not talking about Betrayal, the mobile game. I don't even know what the
That doesn't
hell
that
that
doesn't
doesn't
count.
count to me. But Ascension, you can. I'm pretty sure you can stream that to the PS5 streaming net PS Plus streaming
You
network
can.
thing. That's the only one that's available, and then you can get that on a PS3 emulator or a PS3. That story's actually kind of okay, but it's a sour taste in the God of War community. But I've played through from 1 to, I guess you could say, 5 God of War Ragnarok. I played through all of those, ranking them as because I don't want to rank them all because I do have 3 here. But as a whole, where would you say that you would put
S.
S tier?
Yeah, that's not even a question for me.
I could honestly roll with that because it is one of Sony's biggest IPs that have really made me a favorite. And I think for a good bit of time, Kratos was my main guy, even a PFP at one point. But God of War 3 here, me personally, Ragnarok was phenomenal. 2018 was a great way to get back to bring him back. 3 is probably my favorite. And it's a no question S tier for me. It did so
Same.
much very well. It's crazy. The thing is, I have to put it in front of the series as itself because of just how it's where everybody's told to go. It's like, what do I play before
Yeah,
Ragnar
true.
or 2018? Go to 3 because 3 is literally he finishes his mission. Spoilers, but it's an old game. Spoilers, but he completes his mission. He gets his revenge, and then that's what leads you. Because really, 1 and 2 are build ups. Obviously, 2 is probably my favorite out of like my second favorite, and then 1 is 1, but 3 is where shit. Well, 1 as early as it was, the gameplay was kind of. It felt like it was
True. I didn't beat it.
harder.
I tried it. I didn't beat it.
I managed to. It took me a while. Those controls were different. It was a step up in 2. 3 was a giant jump in the gameplay. The
Oh yeah,
story is great between all of them because it's continuous
yeah.
from 1, 2, and 3. They only take place within like I think 1 is like or 2 is 10 years after 1, and then 2 picks up right into 3. So
Yeah.
it's still a phenomenal story. Um, yeah, S tier is definitely the best. And then
Okay.
now, here's one that's gonna be. You can't say much because you haven't played any of these.
Hey, I played Origins.
Okay, you played Origins. Well, this is the actually the Return to Arkham trilogy, but I can throw Origins into there because finally, out of all these years, the Batman Arkham community and myself, we have finally accepted Origins for how it should be. It's respected now.
Good. It's a good game. It's my favorite one that
Origins
I've
used to be
played.
shit on. Origins used to be shit on before Night came out because Origins wasn't a part of the trilogy or considered because Rocksteady really didn't develop it. Uh
What is good?
it didn't have Kevin Conroy as I yeah, it's definitely great. It didn't have Kevin Conroy as the lead, but also because it's a younger Batman, so
I think I cried during the ending of Origins.
Yeah, it was great. Craig Smith. I almost said Roger Clark, the voice actor of Arthur Morgan. Roger Craig Smith was definitely a great choice. Sonic, by the way. Um, Surprisingly, you didn't have.
Gotta go fast.
You had no Sonics in here. I thought you were. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But for me, currently right now, I'm replaying this. If you want, I'm streaming it also tonight as we speak. From this recording, the stream's already done. But I'm also streaming the same night this podcast comes out. It's a phenomenal. It's probably one of the first ever phenomenal. There was a trope during this time where there was a lot of superhero games coming out. Spider-Man the movie games were going on. The Incredible Hulk had a game at one point. This changed the game, like basically changed it forever. This was its first step to success. Arkham Asylum, great. City, probably my favorite, will be. Based on the nostalgia and the story, and I think as a kid I played that one so many times. I can't tell you how many saves that I had. Origins, it took me a minute. It took me a minute to kind of get used to Origins because it wasn't the same format, but it was different and it was upgraded. And then Night, that one took a complete turn in gameplay. I think the thing that I have a problem with Night is the gameplay that heavily relies on the Batmobile. That was the
Awful.
point. Gameplay is kind of weird, but the story still holds up to me. So that's my nitpick. For me, it's an A.
I
It doesn't
agree.
it doesn't fall into S because of like there are flaws in between. I will say the Return to Arkham trilogy and Origins work well together in every dynamic and story. But for me, it can't. It just doesn't fall into S. You think it is A?
Yeah, especially because I love Arkham games. I listen. I don't even know the story, but like the
He
only one
can't
I
even watch
play
my
is
streams. It sucks.
Origins.
He can't
Oh
even watch
yeah,
my streams, man.
yeah, I know.
One of
Because
our viewers had to tell him that I was done, and he was like, "Oh, he's just doing Riddler. Okay."
yeah, because I want to play them for myself at some point. I don't know when, but I will. And the thing is, Arkham games are so cool though. Like especially Origins that I played, I loved it. And not to mention, it literally made a genre. It made a genre. It made an engine for that is used for multiple of my favorite games. So it literally revolutionized the action adventure space, like the action like what would it be called?
It would still be called action adventure,
Okay,
action adventure slash detective or like crime because like he pretty much is majority of the time analyzing crime scenes to figure stuff out. I mean, like there's detective vision where like you're following a trail of like somebody's pipe, pipe, crack pipe or not a crack pipe, but like tobacco pipe, and you're following it around. There's even points where like it's pretty much action adventure slash crime thriller in a way. You could say probably not thriller, but
but yeah, like
because
it
he's a
inspired
detective, so
inspired like four of my favorite games that are on this list. You know, like it it's crazy how much this game has done for video games, and also I just and
it
plus it literally inspired my favorite game of all
it's
time.
also surprising how short the campaigns are because Arkham Asylum is very short. Because one, well, you're in a secluded area, you're on an island the whole time. City is what expands completely. City, I think you're on three different parts of the island, even though you're inside of a walled prison. There's still like three or four different big sections you can go to. Like you got amusement mile, you got industrial mile or whatever it's called. You have all of that, like everything you have there is still broken up into this one big city that's closed off from the other half of the city. And then even Origins expanded it. You had that long ass bridge on Origins to another island, which people hate that bridge, but when you get the grapple boost, it's better. But also you have fast travel, so if you don't like the bridge, you can use fast travel, which is I think that is the first game they introduced fast travel. I don't think they had it in City. And then Origins, sorry, Night, you have everything's unlocked pretty much. The whole entire city is open, but because you have the Batmobile, you can traverse everything now. There's still limitations, but I just love the development of the city's sizes. It keeps going, it keeps going. And even though you're always in Gotham, except for Asylum, it always feels like you're in a different part of the world because they rebuilt up every game mostly to look differently, but it always felt like you were in a different world. With the Spider-Man games, which are on here as well, you're always in New York. They rebuilt the games,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, A works because that is such a lovable game series, and I'm glad that I'm streaming them again because they're so fun. And I got them on PC at a discounted price because Batman had a birthday, or Bruce Wayne did. So I mean, hey, why not play through them? Because I love these games. And now we're
Yeah.
down into one that pisses me. Oh, go ahead.
Wait. Before you move on, I think you forgot one of my games on the list.
Which one?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Did I not add that? So now we're into probably the most difficult game that I can't even get through. And you love this
You
game?
haven't beat it?
No, it's rage
Oh.
inducing. I already have. If I didn't
Oh.
have one hole in my wall, I'd have more for this game.
Oh fuck.
This,
Sorry.
you all right? You're already raging
Yeah,
at the
no.
game,
No. I listen. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And listen, I, I think it's because you haven't beat the game. That's all I'm saying.
dude.
Listen,
I
I
don't
think
even
it's a
think I
skill
got on the
issue.
second
It's a skill
island.
issue.
All right,
Oh my
okay.
god.
I don't even think I got on the second island, dude. I don't know how bad it is.
Well, I S ranked every base game boss, so that's
That's probably how where your anger comes from. I think I
No,
couldn't do
no.
that
I
shit.
love this game, bro. I don't get mad at this game. I've like done like little like practice speed runs of Cuphead, bro. I love Cuphead. It's actually pretty easy once you get used to it. I think it's actually one of the easier games on this list, if I'm be honest with you. But like, I don't know, just the variety and all the stuff you can do, and then the DLC with Delicious Last Course, adding like so many bosses and adding like even more weapons. It's so good. And I love the run and guns. I love that you can get like I platinum Cuphead, by the way. I love that you can
Oh
get
my god.
I love that you can do the pacifist runs for the run and guns because you have to for the platinum. Basically, you have to go through like the run and gun stages that aren't the bosses without killing anything or shooting at anything. It's actually a really fun challenge. But dude, I love Cuphead. The bosses are so well designed. It's like a 1940s cartoon. The art style is amazing. Every single frame in that game is hand drawn. Nothing is like, you know, I think it's a beautiful game. I would put that at A rank personally.
It's like I feel bad if I'm gonna lower it because if I'm gonna lower it because I suck at the game or what. I
Fuck
don't know if it
you.
goes down for B tier for me because I just didn't finish it. I don't know what boss that I ended up on or I couldn't finish. It might have been um the sweets lady, the queen of sweets or whatever her name is. The
That's Isle 2.
Yeah, I think I'm on aisle two, but I don't think that I
Fairness
got past her.
unbundled.
Yeah, I she was pissing me off so much I couldn't get past her,
I'm
and
be
it felt
honest,
like,
that's like the easiest boss in the entire Isle.
of course it is for you. I mean, honestly, I can negotiate with a B, and maybe we can put it in front of 2K since it's your favorite.
Yes, I like it way more than 2K. I
I feel like you could play
yeah.
just for the hell of it if you want to get your anger out or something, or not even
Oh,
get
I
your
just
anger out.
love it.
It's just me.
I'd play it
Like
right now. I'd speed run the whole game right
I
now.
feel like
I
you
could do
would.
it.
I feel like you would. And honestly, like I feel like PC players have made that shit. Not, it's probably easier on PC than it is on the console. I can't even tell.
I wouldn't know. But there's
No.
mods that make it harder. So
Oh
I'll probably
wow,
do those someday.
that's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah, because it's too easy, You need to make it harder. I watch a YouTuber shout out Chicken Ninja 42. Basically, he doesn't do it as much anymore because he does like a bunch of other challenges as well. I mean, he just did a challenge for Cuphead though, but he does like insanely hard challenges for Cuphead that I can't even fathom doing. His
Oh,
most recent challenge that he just released was he had to beat every boss, but there were two of them. So it was like two. So he'd go into a boss fight, and then he would like overlap it with another, the same boss, but like again.
that's
So it's
torture.
facing
But
the same boss two
whatever,
times,
whatever makes
twice,
people feel happy. Torture from
and
Cuphead.
also he beat every boss with 10 times their HP.
Okay. He. So, well, all right. Moving on from the torture. This one, I can say that I didn't finish this game, but this is my pick here because the Monkey Man is amazing. So yeah, Black Myth Wukong, one that I need to finish that I've left off in a certain chapter. Obviously, because there's other games that I've come into, that's why I definitely plan on finishing. Probably won't stream it anymore because I've already moved past the point where I was streaming at. I just streamed it for the hell of it because the game just came out when I started streaming. It's a great game. It's hard to say if you want to call it a Soulsborne or a Souls clone. It kind of is, but it's a whole different element. There's been updates in it since I've stopped playing. Like they've added a map finally. They didn't have a map to begin with. They wanted to change it up a bit and make it a crazier dynamic for you to explore the world without guidance. Now I think they have one. I'm not going to rank them off the bosses. The bosses are difficult for sure. I think my favorite boss was Chapter Three's boss. I won't get into any spoilers of it because I don't know if you said you wanted to try to get it one day. I mean, it's Chinese mythology bosses, but it's like a Buddha like boss, and there's multiple sections in it. You fight him first, and then he has this magical bag that shrinks you down into it. You're fighting inside the bag while his giant ass face is looking down at you. Crazy scenery, I think. Um, there's like a Yao Guai king that you fight, and he. Right now, I'm on chapter 4, which is the spiders level.
Ugh.
Yeah, he has a bit of a phobia with bugs, but it's the spiders level, which are pretty much. Yeah, I don't think you would even want to play that chapter. You would probably give the game back. Um, yeah, these people that can turn into them. There's a. I'm fighting the boss that I left off of is like a spider hybrid of some kind with someone. He's like half. He's like, is it kind of like, think of a minotaur or I think a centaur, whatever. Like half man, half you know horse or
Mhm.
whatever. Half man, half spider. So he's like a big dude. He's got the spider legs and stuff. It's a difficult boss. I stopped there
Oh,
because I think it was very
the
difficult.
sexy spider girls, but a dude. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, your shirt's off. No, but it's that's pretty much how that chapter is. There's women that turn into the spiders. That's pretty much what it is. I don't know what they're called. I forgot. I forgot. I had to get my. But for me, I'd have to put it in B. Honestly, because
Okay.
like it's a great game. There's a lot to adapt to. It would go probably back up to A for me, given now that we're having a map. I haven't gotten into it, but I think it would be for that, and I do think it is a little bit better than 2K.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Given that this is a sports game and well, you're fighting, this is definitely there. The bosses are hard, but the bosses are not as hard as these bosses for me personally. So I can't put it before Cuphead. But
You think Cuphead bosses are hard?
leave
Dude,
me
that's
alone, dude.
crazy.
My attention span and patience for these bosses, dude. I cannot. I can't, bro.
Oh
Anyways, moving
god,
on. We have the Ghost of Tsushima, which is your pick. I've played. I can't remember how far I played, but I have not completed the game. Sue me. I'm sorry. What's your take
well,
on it? Is it phenomenal?
how? Okay, so you've played the game at least, though, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I beat the game in one weekend
Jesus.
back, like, oh god, it was a while ago now, but like years ago, and then that was I didn't own the game at that time. I was just playing it on someone else's thing, but I beat it in like a weekend. And now I have the game for myself. I've been playing it for a while now. I've kind of stopped recently. I'll get back into it, I'm sure. But I am gonna platinum it at some point. I it's my ooh, it's a good game. It is a good game. And it's kind of like that Arkham kind of like inspired kind of thing, you know? That's
Yeah.
why, like I said, Arkham inspired so many of like my favorite games. This is one of them. It's not like totally the same. The combat is like very different, but it's really good. I just ooh.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
can't say much because I know I got through the sections. Like I don't even know. I was doing side quests and stuff. Like I can't remember where I ended up because I think it's been years since I tried. Because it came out what 22, 22.
2020. 2020.
So yeah, it's been a. I think I got it late because like I was not necessarily like I wasn't not hyped, but it wasn't one of the games at the time that I was going for trying to like buy or get. So I gave it. But then I eventually like PS Plus users were able to get the game because I think they had a PS5 upgrade because I think it came to the 4 as well.
Yes.
So then you got a free upgrade if you owned it. I think I did own it at some point, but I'm pretty sure we got it for like I don't think I bought it in full. I think I was able to get it for free. I think it went to a PS Plus thing and we managed to get I managed to get it. Um because I had the 4 at the time it came out still. So I think I either got it somehow and then I had a free upgrade, like the director's cut. But I didn't play it much, and I think I need to because we got Ghost of Yotei coming out this year. My God, you're going to be busy if you get that. This is the year of games. This year is crazy. So I
Mhm.
mean, I could put it in A if you think it's an A, but what's your
No, no. At the end of the day, I think it's probably like a better. It's probably like on the same level as the Arkham games in like terms of like an actual game, story and
Mhm.
gameplay wise, because the story and gameplay is actually really good.
Right?
But when I'm on my PlayStation and I'm looking at two games side by side, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to play that right now. I'm not thinking I want to play Ghost of Tsushima right now because it's a heavy game. You have to be like fully immersed, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But Cuphead, I can just go in that anytime I want. You know what I'm saying? I can have like something on. I can like just fucking do whatever the fuck I want. So personally, it's below Cuphead for me. But
So like still in B, but behind Cuphead.
yeah, and if you want to put it behind Black Myth Wukong, I'm
I
also
feel
fine
like
with that.
yeah, because honestly, because I don't know if there's not crazy boss fights in Tsushima, is there?
No, it's very grounded.
So it's
It's
like,
based on history.
does Wukong kind of beat it because of like the hard difficulty kind of? Because I guess because Cuphead and Wukong have a favor for you, it's not, but for like a favor of like boss battles that are kind of like
Well, yeah, the boss battles in
stress
Cuphead and
inducing.
Wukong are so unique.
Yeah, stress
Ghost of
inducing.
Tsushima is
I'm
the same boss every time.
right,
So
right, right. Okay, okay. Well, that works then. I guess we can put it there. Now this one, both of has been was actually on our list, or you haven't seen my list, but I'll say that like it was on my list. Um, I believe so. Yeah, Jedi Survivor Series. Um, Probably the best series in recent years, besides like Force Unleashed, the Coder, Battlefront games.
but those aren't recent years.
Well, like I mean, the last couple, maybe the last decade or so, but within the recent years of Fallen Order and Survivor, from EA, even though it's Respawn Entertainment, from like EA Publishing, these have turned out great. They're not that great. They are, in my opinion, they're like with the Survivors release is what is going to take this down for me.
Same.
I'd never had any game crashing moments, but I did have some weird laggy moments. It never crashed once on me. I think it crashed. No, I think it did crash once, and that was it.
Might have for
But
me
the
too.
lagginess in the beginning was kind of weird. The story for Fallen Order is a perfect start to the series.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
perfect start. Amazing voice acting. Um, Cameron Monaghan, amazing as Cal Kestis.
One of my
Phenomenal.
favorite.
Dude, I remember watching him in old Nickelodeon movies and shows, and he starts, and now he's doing this. And Cal Kestis, I love the character dynamic. The boss battles are awesome.
Oh,
Dude, it makes you kind of think of Soulsborne, but it's way different. There's another game I have in this list that's kind of like Jedi Survivors combat and battles. And the open world, oh my god, the open world.
oh,
It's even relax. It's even better in Survivor as well. The open world, the side quests, the secrets you find, all the powers you find, the stuff that he taps into in the second game, the twist ending, the twist, everything. This is by far the best Star Wars series right now in games. I don't know what else if they're working on anything.
It's better
I
than
don't
any show series right
I
now as
have
well.
no judgment on Outlaws, but my god. I will not play that game until it becomes a free PlayStation
Me
Plus monthly
neither.
game. I haven't even touched Suicide Squad, and that kind of falls in with the Arkham series, but you'll have to beg me to play that game. I have it on PS Plus because it was a monthly game, but I still haven't wanted to get into it. With Survivor, it's gonna bring this game down to B. Actually, I meant to say C.
Damn.
I Here's the thing. I have I kind of it could be B. I'm also trying to Skylanders is by itself, dude. Look, it's by itself, and I'm
That's
thinking
fine.
like here's the thing: Survivor Story's great, boss battles are great. There's some things. If I were to put it in B, it would be a low B. It would be it might even be behind Grand Theft Auto for me.
Damn. I was thinking A, so that's crazy. But
That's well, I
um,
mean, the differences between like the launch of Survivor as well. It also is kind of what's bringing me down. I probably shouldn't have said C, but B would probably actually, if it's B, it maybe can go in front of 2K since these three. Well, no. Would you say this is better than Tsushima, or
yes, I enjoy,
given the whole
and maybe
boss
it's just
battle?
because I'm such a big Star Wars fan, but I don't know. I love the Jedi games. I platinum Fallen
Yeah,
Order. I'm gonna platinum Survivor at some point, and
I
I
need
don't know.
to.
It just hits different somehow. Like I think
It's
Survivor
different.
definitely left me with a bad taste in my mouth recently. I know a lot of people love the twist ending and everything. I personally hated that twist ending. I was not a fan. I'll be honest. I did not like the twist. I thought it was stupid. I saw it coming from like 2 miles away, and I don't know.
I actually didn't. I actually did not. I was like, where do we go from here? Because now Dagon Gera is gone. So like, what do we do here? And then we gotta get to Tanalor, and then boom, this happened. I'm like, great. And now they were in working on the third one last year, and they're still in development. So we could get some announcement news probably at the end of this year or next year for a release date.
Oh, alright.
I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited to see where they go with the third one because I'm pretty sure they're going to be training his child now. If
Yeah,
his child is force sensitive, which I can't remember if he was, I don't think he was, but if he is, then that would be insane.
she. I think.
Oh, was it she? Yeah, it was his daughter. My bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
Um,
That works
but
well because that's the boss battle trope you have here with these three.
yeah.
So the bosses in Survivor did get better from the first game. I
Also,
will
if they
add.
do announce another Jedi game, that's when I'll platinum Survivor. Because I think that's all I did with like Fallen Order. I was like, I played it, then I waited, and then as Survivor was announced, I was like, oh, I'm a platinum Fallen Order. So
But see, all in all seriousness, lack of punches in the second game brings it down to an F. No, I'm kidding.
true. Base.
You know, put it. What do you want to put it in C? Because lack of punch. No, I think B
Like,
still works. But
yeah,
also Ravis's fight, I nearly died. Fuck you,
I remember
Ravis.
Ravis. I'm gonna be
Ravis was the
honest, bro.
tentacle guy. The dude had the tentacles come out of his. He was so. He had also that like giant chain that he could throw across the room. I think it was
I don't remember
electrified.
any of these.
Yeah,
I don't
it
remember
was so
these.
it was such a difficult fight. I think I died the most on him. And then there's Ogdo Bogdo.
Oh,
Fucking
that bitch.
fucking F
Yeah.
tier. No, Ghost of Tsushima. Um this next series, I don't think you have you played any of these?
What
Wolfenstein.
is it? Oh no.
So this is the entire collection. Um this is the alternate history collection. So this is the Machine Games version. This is the Bethesda Machine Games. I'm pretty sure Bethesda is the entire series, but this is the Machine Games version, which is the 3D first person version of the games where it spans across four different games. So you got the New Order, which is the pretty much it so the whole premise of Wolfenstein is it's an alternate world or alternate simulation of what would happen if the Nazis won World War II instead of the Americans.
Oh, yeah, 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 I heard
Yeah.
about that.
So yeah, what would happen in an alternate situation? It goes back to Wolfenstein 3D, Castle Wolfenstein, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, all of that. And so this is the New Order is apparently a sequel to one of the older games. I think it was Return to Castle Wolfenstein. So the New Order is a whole new visualization. It's first person. You play as the main character who is B.J. Blazkowicz or William Blazkowicz, um, Terror Billy as they call him, and throughout each game, the New Order, you're trying to take down General Death's Head or William Strauss, one of the main
Wow.
generals. Yeah, and it's a phenomenal game. It is a sister game to the Doom games. It does have the same concept,
Oh.
but instead of the demons, you have Nazis. But now there's also a different caveat to this. You're not just fighting Nazis, you're fighting Nazis in suits of armor and robotic suits.
Oh.
Um, somehow the Nazis found a secret stash or a secret ancient technology that the Jews created. Hello. I'm a Jew. I'm a Jewish person myself. That the Jewish people created, ancient civilization, buried these kind of things away, and they found them, and they created these machines with them. So this is how they won the war. They dropped a nuke on us before we could even do it, or well, we never dropped a nuke on them. We dropped it on Japan, but in this timeline, they were much more of a threat to us than the people who bombed us first, in real US history. So it spans through two games now. Their prequel in there is The Old Blood, which takes place before the New Order. So it's a prequel. It's fun, it's short. The New Colossus is part two. This is after the first game. You take down the female general. The combat's crazier, but you're more paralyzed this time because like of events from the first war. The fourth game, which I don't consider it, or the third game, which I don't consider the third game, is called Youngblood, which is set 30 years later. You play as two of his daughters because he has kids in the second game.
Okay.
It's co-op based. It's
Oh.
online heavy co-op based. It's not you can either play with the AI version of your sister character or you can play with a friend. It's not I never finished it. It's not the best because people like to play as BJ, the main character, and it's just
Okay.
completely yeah, well, it's not like, oh, it's a, we don't like women character. No, it's just that's how it is because he's absent
No,
from
no,
it.
sorry. The name BJ is just so weird out of context.
Well, yeah, well, it's William J. Blazkowicz, but they call him Billy. I don't even
Oh,
remember what
okay.
J stands for, but yeah, no, it's weird. But they either call him, but they mainly call him William or Billy during the game. Um, I may give a I'll tell you one of these spoilers. The second game,
Tell me, I'm not.
his dad tries to kill him. His dad is a piece of shit.
Oh,
The
jeez.
second game follows his story more on that, and like his dad like sold his mom to the Nazis for money. He was secretly and like it's crazy. It's a crazy story. They're great stories. I hope the real third one comes out because they've been talking about it for years, but nothing's come soon of it. But for this game, I'd put it in C, just
Oh,
because of
okay.
how. Just the thing is, The Doom series also. First of all, the Doom series is great. It is one of those first person running guns. This is also that. There's challenges. There's a mode called one of them is Uber and Mein Leben, where if you die once, you get sent back to the beginning of the game.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it has. I don't know if Nightmare mode in Doom is like that. I don't think it is, but yes, you have modes like this. The only reason that I put it in C, I love it. It's not the one where it's like, oh, I could play it anytime I want. I feel like killing Nazis today, even though that's a line in the game. We might need to start rapid firing here because I know we're getting into the half hour or the hour and a half mark. because I know
Take your
we'll run out of
time.
time.
Come on, bro.
But it's like it's wishy washy, and Youngblood brings it down a lot too. And the Old Blood wasn't really that great of a game. It was short. The first two are good, but like because half of the series is good, that's why it brings it down to C for me.
Mm,
So,
okay.
and Hollow Knight,
Hollow Knight,
take it away.
S tier above God of War. Okay, what's the next game? Napoleon Dynamite?
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even. Napoleon Dynamite. What are you even saying?
That's what it looks
I don't even have
like.
to question it. I haven't played Hollow Knight. Well, actually, I have played Hollow Knight, but I haven't finished it. But honestly, I'm gonna let him take this. I ain't even gonna argue with him, dude.
Mhm.
I ain't even gonna argue with him.
Yep. Ugh.
We don't even have to explain it. No, not and Silk Song's not out. If no.
Hey, that's how we all feel.
um
I'll be
no,
the crack.
this is the Mafia trilogy. This is what I've talked
Oh,
about.
yeah, yeah.
So this one I can't even. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting it in C already off the bat, just because.
What? Damn.
Well, here's the thing, because I've talked a lot about this series.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about putting it in C because they're all different in each way. So one is a completely remake. The first Mafia game was made by an old, forever gone company called Illusion Softworks, um, who just made this one game. It did okay. I remember it because it was on the PS2, and they completely went out of business after that. I think that was their only good IP, and they never made any more games after that that were successful in a way. 2K 10 years later or 8 years later brought up Mafia 2. It became their thing. They even add elements to the ending of the first game in Mafia 2 in one mission. And then Mafia 3, them and Hangar 13, which is a pretty a great. I don't know much of Hangar 13's games, but I know they make a lot of good games, was what I hear. They brought Mafia 3. Mafia 3 brings you into the world of more segregation, closer to modern day racism. I recommend this game because it's fun, but if you get triggered by a lot of racial slurs, this probably not the game for you. Because each game takes a place between different moments of time. Mafia 1 is set in the 30s. I believe Mafia 2 is set in post war, 1940 something. And then Mafia 3 is post Vietnam War, so like the late 60s. Now, coming up later this year, Mafia the Old Country is coming out, which I believe is going to be set in the 1800s. I'm looking forward to that. I may even stream on this channel with that. I love these games. They're not a GTA clone at all. They're open world, but they're definitely not a GTA clone at all because people say, oh, the open world driving around shooting people is a GTA clone. It's
I
not.
hate that. Can I go on a rant?
They sit. Go ahead. Feel free.
Okay. Just because there's a really popular game that has a formula doesn't mean that every single game that does something slightly similar to it is a fucking clone, okay? I'm tired of all these people saying, oh, that's a GTA clone. Oh, that's just an Arkham clone. Oh, that's just a fucking Smash Bros clone. No, it's not. It's a different fucking game because it has some of the same elements. You think it's like the fucking clone. No shit. Everything is a clone. That's how video games work.
That's your second rant on the week.
Sorry, I just need to get that off my chest.
Two
Continue.
rants in one video. I mean, yeah, it's the formula is the same. It doesn't mean it's a GTA clone because GTA is obviously a crime simulator. Yeah, Mafia is a crime simulator, but its stories are different and it's set in other areas, and these are fictional places as well, like, Empire Bay or Lost Heaven, and then New Bordeaux, which is a take on New Orleans, but which is that's the third game. But it's like these are different stories. But the reason why I put it in C, um, yeah, Skylanders would be a little bit better. It's just because
Wow.
there's all different formats here. This is also, if you play the trilogy, this is a remaster and this is a remaster. This is a remake. It would
Oh, you
probably
left
be
this game alone.
it would be. I do love them. Three's got a repetitive formula to it where you do a job for one of the highest guys on the commission. The commission is which is the mafia commission of the families. He's the top guy in the city. He's the head of everything. The biggest mafia boss. You do a job for him, but because you won't take over a territory for him, he leaves you for dead. He shoots his son shoots you right in the head, point blank after a heist. You wake up from your coma. Your entire mission is bringing down everybody piece by piece. It breaks logic. You're an ex-military guy. It breaks the logic though because this is one man doing this. And now Vito, the guy in the middle here, he's the main character of part 2. He shows up in 3.
Holy.
He becomes one of your dudes to help out with it, but you're one man taking down an entire mafia family, the Marcano family, and it's repetitive. You get one territory, you kill all the underbosses, and then you get to the capo, which is the head of them. You kill them, and then you fight another boss, and you do all that till you get to the main guy. And it has such a lackluster ending when you get to the main guy. It drops that game down for me. And then 2 has such a weird cliffhanger ending that pisses me off. It's why most of this has brought it down to C. 1's ending is great.
Okay.
It's a great mafia ending, but everything else just levels it down. And there's also one part in part 2 where you can't progress the story until you make a certain amount of money, and the game doesn't even tell you. The game doesn't tell you that you have to do it. I had to go look on Google of how to progress. It wouldn't tell me how to do it. That's probably my fault. Probably someone can call me stupid if they played that game and they probably told you in the game. But it sucked so much and it brought it down for me. They're great, and maybe it will go back up if Mafia Old Country won't be a part of the trilogy, but I hope that game does well because it looks great.
Listen, just hear me out. We put it above Grand Theft Auto to piss off people who call it a GTA clone.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna do that shit right now, dude. I'm
Hell
gonna do that
yeah.
right now because yeah, there's a lot of people who argue that these games, like even Watch Dogs, is a GTA clone when that game is completely different, dude. That is a whole different game. Yeah, you can shoot people, but you're also hacking shit. It's a whole different game. The story's great.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
now this.
What is that? Star Fox?
No, no, it's Starfield. I mean, Starfield. My
Uh
bad. Stellar Blade. Starfield.
oh shit. Okay.
Stellar Blade. So I think it sounded like you just got close to the. You just got comfortable and were ready to listen.
I oh no, I did.
So you get really close. No, Stellar Blade. So this one, I already know. I want it to fall in with these guys, but for me, it might go in A because Stellar Blade was the catalyst or the start of me enjoying these Bloodborne, Soulsborne like games. I had never once enjoyed these kind of games until I saw Stellar Blade and I saw the marketing, I saw the advertisements. It's got nothing, I swear to you, on my soul, it has nothing to do with the customization options of how hot you can make your character, of how lewd you can make your character. It never had anything to do with that. I'm never one of the like 100% honesty. I've
You're
never
not a
been the
gooner.
kind of guy. Yeah, the term gooner. I've never been a guy who is maybe in my younger years, but growing up and maturing, I've never been the type to, yes, I got to get this game because I can put her in a bikini or a bunny suit or literally to the point where she's almost half naked. No, I enjoyed the designs of the monsters. I enjoyed the sound design. I literally have the entire soundtrack downloaded on Spotify. Almost 200 songs, instrumental and vocals. Every variant. It's a phenomenal game. The boss battles, the open world, the story, which was confusing at first. Everything about it, I just love. It's not perfect, but it's great to me. And for me, I think it's A level, and I think it's not better. It's not better than Arkham, but it's behind Arkham, is what I believe. You've never played it, so I know I can't tell where you would think it would go.
Wait, can I be honest with you? I think it should be above Arkham.
You think it should be?
Yes, and here's why. Because of everything, I've never played the game. I haven't even seen gameplay of this game. Okay, But I've had a lot of conversations with you about this game. You've told me a lot about this game, and
I was pushing for game of the year so badly. Well, until Wukong jumped in there, I was pushing for him, but yeah.
yeah, and just off like some of the story like beats that you've told me without even like describing them fully,
Oh
and
yeah.
I've listened to some of the soundtrack. I would not mind putting this above Arkham, but if you think it's below Arkham, then I'm fine with that too.
Honestly, you know what? By thinking about that, yeah, I have. I think for the majority, I was talking about it so much that yeah, it would go in front of Arkham. It's only because of how much I talked about it and was playing it almost every time I was like on call with some people or something. I wish I was back on my YouTube grind then, and I would have streamed the hell or even done a series out of this game. It has a boss mode that I went through, dude. The like, I got the bad ending, unfortunately. There's two endings to it. I one day I'm gonna play it again on my own personal time, but it's just the customization options are is amazing. The open world, the challenges, the side missions, dude. I got all of them done before I even made it to the middle of the story. The side missions were so fun. There's one side mission in the game that has one of my favorite soundtracks in it as well that I have saved, but you pretty much visit this one area of this place called Eidos 7. It's a ruined city on Earth, one of the main city hubs, and there's a section that you go to where it's completely underwater, and you have to figure out why. And eventually, you end up um, draining the water, and then you get to the point to a certain point, and you figure out that the entire city was flooded to cover up a massacre, which is insane. And it's not just a massacre, it's your own people that murdered the civilians. You're a part of a group of people called the Colony who create these android-like characters. Eve is the main character. She's an android, but she looks like a woman. Comes down to save the world from this alien race called the Naytibas, who I'm not going to spoil the main twist here. I'll tell you this off if I do. But there's such a crazy twist to it of who these Naytibas are, this alien race. The entire colony's wiped out. You're the last one, so you think. And yeah, you find out that some of your race is not all good that they say they are. And you find out that one of your people murdered the civilians of this city, flooded it just to cover up the murder, even though they died themselves from the drowning. The side missions had so much story to them when they weren't even part of the main story. It's a phenomenal game, and I encourage people to get this. It's coming to PC. Supposedly supposed to be coming to PC this year. The modders are going to go crazy probably, but yeah, this is a great game, and yeah, I see it now. It does definitely go in front of Arkham. So,
All right,
and now we get down to this game,
which
Bug
you,
Snacks. I've
I'm
never
guessing, know
played,
nothing about.
but I've seen the name and I've seen the
Okay.
cover art. So tell me about this game because I'm curious.
Okay. So, Bug Snacks was, I believe, it came out in 2020. No, it came out when the PS5 came out. It was a launch title for the PS5.
Oh, okay,
Um,
so it's
but
new. So it's fairly like
yeah,
recent. Okay.
yeah. Bug Snacks, it was basically, I think it was free when I got the PlayStation 5 because it
Hmm.
was like one of the first games that released with it. I think it was free with PS Plus, so I was like, you know what? I'll try this. I'll see what it's like. So I download Bug Snacks, I play it, and for the first like little while of it, I'm like, okay, this is cool, I guess. It's just like a blah blah blah. And then the more I got into like the actual story and like learning about the history of the island of Snacktooth Island, I was like, oh, in the science, I was like, oh shit, this is kind of fire. Wait a minute. Um, so I platinumed the game. I think it was my first platinum on
Damn.
PlayStation 5. So
Probably have more
um,
platinums than me. I can't say all that I have platinum, but damn, you
I
probably
have
have more
18.
than me. Okay, buddy. Yeah, I have like 14, I think.
That's not even close. I have a friend who has 50, so
Damn it.
whatever.
All
But
right.
um no, so this game is about you're a researcher, a reporter, sorry, you're a reporter. You go to Snacktooth Island, which is an island that was recently found by Grumpuses, which are the race that you are. You're a Grumpus. That's the like basically the humans in this game. They find Snacktooth Island. They send an expedition party out to Snacktooth Island. They all live there, and then you're as an invest like a reporter are supposed to go there and interview the famous archaeologist. I want to say no, that's not the right. Whatever. Fucking interview. You're supposed to interview Lisbert, but shocker, Lisbert isn't there. Everybody has left the main town on Snacktooth Island because everybody got into a huge argument that made everybody leave and go off on their own on the island. So you have
I
to,
like that.
yeah. And Lisbert went missing, so you have to find all of them, recruit them back to the main like village in all the different areas. But to do that, they want bug snacks, and you have to catch bug snacks, which are these little like creatures, and they're all like food. They're like creatures made out of foods. So you know, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where there's creatures that are made out of food, and they're called bug snacks, and you
Oh,
feed them
you. Wow. Okay.
to the
Yeah.
people. And
Huh.
so, like, they'll say, "Hey, if you want me to go back to the island, get me this bug snack, this bug snack, this bug snack." And basically,
It's
that's
just
the whole
it's
gameplay
just
loop.
SpongeBob Dine and Dash.
Yeah, like
So it reminds
you
me of.
can't
Yeah.
you
And that sounds
capture the
very interesting.
yeah, you capture the bug snacks. They give you tons of different gadgets, really, like to like capture different ones because you have to capture them in different ways. You get ketchup, cheese, ranch to catch different ones because they like different things, right?
Well then.
And for some you have to like knock them out, and for some you have to like make them hit another one. Like it's really interesting to how you have to catch each different one in a different way.
Hmm.
And also you can build like your own house in the village, and you can do stuff to get more stuff to customize it. It's really cool, and the story is actually really good. Where it turns out Lisbert like became one with the island and the bug snacks, and the bug snacks are actually like churning the Grumpus's bodies into like bug snacks. So it's
Oh,
like slowly churning them into what they're eating. The catchphrase of the game is "You are what you eat," because that's true. That's literally what happens. So
I
it's
love.
actually really interesting. Yeah.
I love how when you said the argument, there was an argument and everyone left, and I just imagine the arguments just like ours was like, dude, Chad Gable's a Grande Americano. Shut the fuck you, you piece of shit. And they just leave the island, and they it's just the IWC just leaves the island. It's like, damn it, I told you to shut. So,
uh,
where would you put this in your kind of ranking? Because you said you enjoyed it and you platinumed it, so I feel like it would be like a high level.
um,
I feel like it would lower it though because I have never touched it. I probably would if it's still probably free on PlayStation. I probably would.
yeah. The thing is, I love the game, but at the end of the day, it is kind of just like a repetitive thing that I feel like a lot
Mm,
of people wouldn't really like. Because at the end of the day, it's just catch bug snack, return, catch bug snack, return.
yeah.
So, but the story is really good and the acting is really good, and it actually is pretty emotional in some parts, and
Mm,
also LGBTQ plus. So that's nice.
oh, yeah.
There's a like relationships with like gay. There's a gay relationship in it that's actually
Okay.
really adorable because they can't like they're not like. Anyway, it's really cute. You got to do all these side quests and everything as
Yeah.
well. But I personally, oh man,
A lot of contenders here. Is it better
yeah,
than Skylanders? Is it not?
I feel like I would put it probably top of C.
Top of C, like before Wolf, or
Yeah, just
because I
because
mean,
like at
killing
the end
Nazis.
of
Yeah, killing Nazis is killing Nazis, so it makes sense. Like that's a little cutesy kind of game. Like it's repetitive, but it's like that over bloodshed. I mean, yeah, I love shooting games, but yeah, that is the repetitiveness of Wolfenstein. But this repetitive, you've made it clear that it's not as bad. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah. Now this one is a very interesting one. One of my childhood favorites.
like
One of my childhood favorites. Now this is the first game. However, I'm going based on the series. any Sly Cooper fans in here, fuck the fourth game. I'm not throwing that in there. I'm throwing in the trilogy. The fourth game is such a it's a fucking disgrace. I'm sorry. It's a fucking disgrace. Dude, they tried, okay? Sanzaru, they tried. I don't even know if they make games anymore. They tried so hard to revamp the series because here's something I don't know if you do you know well about the Sly Cooper series?
I know it's like one of the most revolutionized and like best stealth games of all time.
So it is. Here's the other ticker. The people that made this game made this.
Oh,
Sucker Punch, this was one of Sucker Punch first small IPs other than Infamous. This is one of their very first. So everyone, most of the big game developers today started small. Naughty Dog started out with Jak and Daxter, which is also in here. Insomniac started off with Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper has started off with Sucker Punch. Because Naughty Dog is also Uncharted and I was going to say Left 4 Dead for some. Last of Us is Last of Us. So these guys started out because platformers were the big break, and even Insomniac also was Crash Bandicoot. I don't have that in here, but it could have been an honorable mention. This was my childhood because like I told you before, when I was playing games, I was starting out with like Grand Theft Auto when I shouldn't have. My mom wanted me to get better, childlike games, and this was one of them. Pretty much the premise of Sly Cooper is
is your thief?
you're a thief. You and your friends, who was Bentley, who was a turtle, and Murray, who was a
I've seen
hippo.
that guy. I've seen.
All three of them are a team of pretty much called the Cooper Gang. Now it's a great, interesting story. You don't just run around robbing people. You're robbing pretty much you're stealing back for your family's lineage, which is a cool thing about him is that he has a family lineage tied to a long line of master thieves. A lot of them, like all the way back to the Stone Age, which is explored in the fourth game, which is cool, but he has a book that has all of his family's lineage in it, how to do what they did to be the best thief, with all the things that they stole. It's a great story. There is one thing that connects him in this story. So in the beginning, his parents are murdered in front of him. Crazy for an E-rated game. Crazy for an E-rated game. His parents are murdered in front of him by a group of people called the Fiendish Five, who are five members who want to steal these.
Serious bad.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what's funny. Like Furious Five, Fiendish Five, even though they're so many years after. Uh, and this is ahead of its time. This is a 2002 game. The stories in this game are crazy. I'll give a small summary rundown. I don't care for these games because I love them so much. But like the first game, you're pretty much trying to get the pages back from these members. They randomly stole pages because they wanted to learn master thievery to go be the best thieves in the world. This group is led by, I'm telling you, it was ahead of its time. A giant robotic ancient owl who's been alive for thousands of years. The only reason, and what's crazy is the only reason that he's alive. Oh yeah, by the way, it's an anthropomorphic game. So you're playing as animals who are acting like humans. You're fighting other animals that are acting like humans. It was the trope back in the day because remember, Crash Bandicoot is also anthropomorphic. It was the big trope. I think this was trying to be a Crash Bandicoot and Spyro rival. That's why it exists. Ratchet and Clank's a whole different story because that's space and that's a little bit different. But this is more platformer. And even this game acts like a platformer because you know how in Crash Bandicoot he collects apples to stay alive. Um, you collect horseshoes to stay alive, which is weird. But the more horseshoes you have on your back, the more you stay alive. But if you get hit multiple times, you die. The format changes later on. Um, but yeah, giant robotic owl that's 1,000 years old, and the only way he's alive is because he's angry. He's angry. He hates the Cooper family and their lineage, and he knows you're alive. And pretty much you go through many levels to get your pages back, and it's difficult. The first game's more difficult. You defeat the bird is named Clockwork. Cool name, badass name, I think. It's not spelled the same though as the real word clockwork, but Amazing game. The sequel was probably my favorite. The third game, and then after the third game, they were pretty much done. But a company called Senzaru wanted to revamp the game, bring it back because they stopped making it. It didn't do well. The animations and the designs changed up a bit. They left us on a 9 year, no, 12-year cliffhanger. Currently, Sly's stuck in Egypt,
What the fuck?
ancient Egypt, because the fourth game revolved around time travel. Because the fourth
Oh,
game kind of replicates the first game, where the pages of his family's book is disappearing because there's a rival thief that's stealing from that's pretty much stealing the. So they have a family cane. That's what's in his hand right there. It's like a cane. They all have their signature cane, and um, this rival thief is going back in time, stealing their canes to where they can no longer be the master thieves, and now the pages are disappearing. So they have to go back in time and pretty much meet their ancestors, which is so cool. I think that was one of the coolest. Even though the game was lackluster, they went back in time to meet his ancestors and pretty much defeat the guy. It's such a bad ending because it's a cliffhanger. They wanted to do a movie in 2016. It didn't go anywhere. It flopped. So the series is a bit weird, but for me, this will go into B because one, two, and three were my all-time favorites. The format changes into you no longer have to worry about the horseshoes. You finally have a health bar. The boss battles are better in two. Three has a gameplay and graphical upgrade. Four is what brings us down to a B. It would have been an A. No, no lie. It would have been behind Arkham. Um, given of like the open world and stuff. That's why. But I would put this in B. And for me, it would go in front of Mafia because it's not on the same level as like these bosses in this open world. Like, then technically, I could put it next to Ghost of Tsushima
yeah.
since they both made it. But it's such a great childhood game, and they're actually ported all three games, and also Sanzaru made a remastered collection of the trilogy. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent about this whole game.
I'm
Um,
fine with it. But we are running out of time. I think we hit the 2 hour mark. Just
well, it's fine. I'll figure out a way to cut these things. I'll figure out a way to get this to upload.
okay.
I'm good with it. If it has to be a long podcast, hopefully you're still here for the ride. Uh,
Yeah.
it's Sanzaro made a remastered trilogy, and it fucked a lot of shit up because someone like they had to redo some of the soundtrack because it was made in MIDI format in the first game, and MIDI format is so predated,
Yeah, I
not
never even
stereo.
noticed that.
Yeah, it's so predated, so they had to remake it. But there's a section with a boss fight that's rhythm based. So you have to press squares, triangle, circle, or X
Oh, I
on
love that.
rhythm with the lady, the person that sings, but the beat's off. So it
Oh.
messes it up. And then there's audio issues in the second game and the third game. It's terrible. But now PlayStation is porting the original games to the PS5 and I love it. I'm about to do a freaking binge on them. I might even stream them one day. Who
Ooh.
knows? But I love them
Oh,
and I want to share my childhood with people. So, but let's get out of Sly
yeah.
Cooper.
Wait,
What?
before we move on, hear me out, the Contessa. All right, let's move on.
Oh hell no! Oh wow, you know that. All right, buddy. Spider Man. Yeah, Carmelita. Anyway, Spider Man. Spider Man. Now you chose. What did you choose? A series?
I did, yeah.
Okay, we're
But I
gonna
will
we're gonna be
say
different on this.
well, two considerably weaker than the other two, than Miles and Morales.
Yeah, the hype was there, but then yeah, for me, out of this, it was just 2018, and I
You know what?
know.
I'm fine doing just 2018.
Well, I mean, you can have the series, but me personally, I was on my list, but 2018 was the only one that I put in because I get it. If you play Spider Man 1, or if you play Spider Man 2 and then Spider Man 1, it feels slow as hell because of the upgrades and you're faster in Spider Man 2 with both characters. Spider Man's 1 story is so amazing that Miles Morales is also, but it's a very short game. It should have just been DLC. Spider-Man
It,
1's story is probably the best start to a Spider-Man game series in a long ass time. I'm not even counting Edge of Time. I'm not even counting Web of Shadows. Web of Shadows is great, but man, when it comes to this one in modern day, it swept superhero games by storm.
oh, yeah.
Like I
In
honestly,
my
where would you put it? Because I'm looking right at Arkham as soon as I asked that because people loved to try to compare or even contrast those two. They're not the same format, but they are superhero beat 'em up. But no, I will say
Yeah.
this right now
Well,
to the
that's what I'm
gamers.
saying.
It's
That
not,
Arkham inspired it, but it's
but
not
it's
like.
not an Arkham clone. It's not an Arkham clone at
Yeah,
all.
I hate like the clone terminology. Like it's
No, because the mobility, the open worlds are completely different from each other. Like let's be honest, Spider-Man's faster.
yep,
Batman glides slower. He's bigger, he's heavier. He's got probably more gadgets than Spider-Man,
he
but
does
also it's two different kind of atmospheres too. He's more of a
for sure.
blooming. Look at the like look how dark that damn back like that. Dude,
Yeah,
Gotham's depressing as shit. It's
true.
corrupted. This is a more blooming. Now this story was emotional. Yes, it was. I,
Yeah,
I believe I believe even Spider-Man 2's was also emotional, and especially Miles Morales.
mhm,
That doesn't save it that well, but it was very emotional. But still, it was more blooming to the world of Spider-Man than the bloom to the world of Batman. If you look at Gotham, you're already depressed. Gotham was gray, snowing, or raining. That's the atmosphere of Gotham. With Spider-Man in New York, it's more of a hopeful kind of sense, but you know danger and sadness looms around the corner. For me,
yeah,
it could be A, but if you're going on 2018, maybe A. But if you're going as a series, could throw it in B. But I'm
to be
between A or
honest,
B.
if we're just going off 2018, I think it's an S. I think it's like low S probably, but in my opinion, I think Spider-Man is like the perfected version of Arkham. Like 2018 Spider-Man is like the perfect version of the Arkham games in my opinion. Because it's not a clone. I hate that term. Don't you people say it. It is inspired by it though, and games are fine to be
No, it
inspired.
is. It
Every
definitely isn't
game
because
takes
the combat.
inspiration from stuff.
Yeah, the combat
Yeah,
like with like dudes circling around you and you fighting them back, and even Spider-Man does have his own form of free flow combat and counter system. So yeah, that's the first part of Arkham combat. But also,
yeah,
there were Spider-Man games, the movie games back in the day before Arkham, and especially Web of Shadows. So it's like who no one really copied anybody. They just adapted from their own inspiration. And also Predator mode is different, is not even included in Spider-Man. Yeah, there's stealth in Spider-Man, but most of the time I like to just kick their ass and go in loud. Stealth is optional unless you're doing challenges for Spider-Man.
oh wait, I just remembered something.
What's that?
It's an A.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
are you going based off
it
two or the
no,
stealth
no, no.
MJ
Just
missions?
2018. Yeah, the MJ and Miles missions bring it down to A. I'm sorry. If
The
it's an
thing
S
is,
tier, it needs to have like no flaws in my
the
opinion.
thing is,
Okay.
yeah, her missions get better with the stun gun, and then her missions in the next game are better because you can shoot the gun, and then also you can do so much more. Well, also there's
I just hate force stealth.
yeah, I agree with that, and I still think. Do you think it goes behind Arkham still because of how
Mm, I think it goes ahead of Arkham and
you think
Stellar
so?
Blade personally. I think it's
Oh,
best
and
A.
Stellar Blade.
Yeah, I think it's the best A. I don't think it's S.
I'd enjoy the Spider-Man story in combat. It's just I want to say compromise and put in between both of these because I still think that I had a enjoyable time with Stellar Blade more. Like I can
Okay.
easily go play Spider. I did used to replay Spider Man one story a lot because well during the time I was waiting for two, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna play this. But Stellar Blade, it has that replay factor. I haven't yet, but I think because not just the hours I put into it, but just because of the battles, the exploration were a little bit higher than this one, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Now this one falls on par with this too. So
Yeah.
now there's some of the games that I have not touched. There are some that I
Yeah.
haven't finished. Have you played any of them?
I tried playing like three different Ratchet and Clank games. I could never do it. I couldn't get into them, man. I don't know what it was. Just wasn't for me.
It brought me back because Rift Apart was probably my favorite since of the recent ones that came out. They were they like Insomniac. This was their baby. This was before they hit Spider Man. This is before they even hit Sunset Overdrive. They have so many good games, but the Homefront games. I think that's their games. Um, this one was their baby. This is this is Naughty Dog's Last of Us. This is their Last of Us.
Yeah.
Even though Last of Us has its ups and downs, but
Also, I
this was
don't
their
hate Ratchet and Clank. I actually love the story of it.
yeah.
I've like watched the story of all the Ratchet and Clank games. I personally love those.
The earlier
I just
games
cannot play those
designs,
games.
yeah, the earlier games designs and gameplay were very difficult. Like the way they did them, like the final boss was a pain in the ass. He had so many phases, but if you died once, you had to go back to the beginning and use your bolts to buy weapon upgrades. Pretty much you needed a weapon upgrade before you got to him because it was a pain in the ass. They didn't know. This was also during the day before people knew what autosave was, and uh before there was good respawn points or like checkpoints. They had checkpoints eventually, but they were so poorly made back in the day. They didn't think of them that well. So like if you died on his third phase, it'd restart the whole boss and it sucks so much. I'm going based off the series because it does have ups and downs. My one of my favorites is their future version because they had different versions. Because they had the original trilogy, Dr. Nefarious, and I loved Going Commando, which is part two. Number three is Up Your Arsenal, which is where Dr. Nefarious is introduced. He's the main villain, pretty much of all of them. Um, some of the series is brought down because of the movie game that came out in 2016, which had a different retelling of the story, and I hated it. And the game version was not great. It doesn't bring it down that far. Um, Into the Nexus was like the last title before Rift Apart. Rift Apart is probably my favorite because now you got two Lombaxes, which is his race. That's what he is. He looks like a cat, but like he's a Lombax. Uh, probably Space's version of, but like the space exploration you get to do. You're on you're on foot. You're seeing all these cool space locations. You can even fly in his ship. Uh, Great storytelling. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely a B category, obviously because of like that platformer esque and like how difficult they were. Like Rift Apart made things a lot better with what they could do with their cinematics and the newer adaptive gameplay. But it definitely falls in where Sly would be because this is where the
Yeah.
era was of these guys. Like these were the PlayStation mascots at the
Yeah,
time.
true.
These were literally the mascots. That's where I would put it. Um, I don't know. I think you said you did play them, but you didn't really.
I I tried playing like so many different Ratchet and Clank, trying to just get into one of them, but I just hate the gameplay. I don't know why. I just really don't like the gameplay of them, but I do like the story. So I'm kind of fine wherever you want to put it.
So would you put it at B?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one here is your alleyway. Take the floor. Take the floor.
uh,
Final Fantasy. Which one is that?
that's Rebirth, the
So
most
that's
recent one.
recent. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um.
I never touched these
Okay.
games.
I haven't beat this, by the way. Haven't beat the story. I think I'm like maybe a
Disqualified. No.
bit way. I think I maybe halfway through at this point, but I have a friend. Me and him both really love Final Fantasy,
Okay.
and it's kind of a thing with us where we'll just like talk about Final Fantasy all the time. So
Yeah.
I would put this. God, personally, I know you won't like this, but I think it is a low S rank. Like it is a phenomenal game.
No, because I can't
I
base it off of anything because I haven't played. I haven't played a single one of these, so I can never understand. But I've seen people like praise these games a lot because like this, they're on what like I know this is Rebirth, but aren't they like on their 17th game by now? Final Fantasy 7.
Yes.
So like
Yeah,
it's
Final
still
Fantasy
going.
16 came out, was the
Yeah.
last
So
new
like
game.
they've been definitely going, and I've seen some of them that are truly great. But I'll let you. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bring it down to an A just because I haven't touched it. It's obviously a great game, but yeah, no, I
I
would
think it should
definitely.
win Game of the Year, so
It was a contender, yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
pushing for it, but whatever, you know.
No,
Um,
I mean, well, yeah, and it had some weird contenders, and it had Balatro there, which I have Balatro, and I want to try to see if it actually
it's
could
good.
be a contender. I don't know well with cards, but I'm sure the game will teach me. So here's
Yeah,
another one of yours.
I never knew
Oh,
the rules, but
here's another one of yours, Shadow of Mortar, and you also said the other one was called what?
Shadow of War, which is the
Okay, so
sequel.
I didn't know. I guess we can count it as a series then, because I didn't want to put two
Yeah,
images here. So Shadow
yeah,
of
it's the
Mortar and Shadow of say it again.
War.
War.
Shadow of
Shadow
War.
of the War. Okay.
Um, this is my favorite video game series of all time.
Oh, really?
Having said that, have you heard of the Nemesis system?
The Nemesis system. It's a game. It's a gameplay system, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay. And how does that go?
Basically, these games invented that.
Okay.
So, Monolith Studios, which at the time, I think, oh shit, is it abolished now? The studio might be gone. No, maybe not. Anyway, Monolith Studios was under Warner Bros. And was so that's why they literally took the formula of Arkham and they were like, make a Lord of the Rings game with the Nemesis system. Go. And they were like, fuck it, we're doing it. So basically just
Fuck it.
Arkham if it was perfect and a Lord of the Rings game. Um the Nemesis system is, and you can ask anyone who's played either of these games. They will tell you the Nemesis system is the best like thing in gaming ever. Unironically, one of the best made systems of like in history of gaming. Basically, every single action you do matters. Every single enemy you like, every single boss you kill, if a low run orc kills you, they become a captain. They're now higher up. Every time they kill you, they rank up. They rank up more and more and more. And you can make them yours. You can make them fight for you with the power of the ring, and it's like so you can recruit them, you can have they can betray you, they can come back from the dead to betray you, or they can come back from the dead to save you. If you like start attacking them, they'll be like, hey, what the fuck, boss, and then they'll fight you. And
What
it's
the
like
hell?
it's, it's one of the best things ever. This is what made me fall in love with gaming because I
Y'all couldn't tell me that y'all never did that. If y'all were in ever a game where you were like the main leader of a group and you had the chance to kill someone of your guys, you just did it because it was funny.
yeah.
If it played Saints
Uh,
Row and I was one of the bosses and I just found every way to shoot my dudes in the face, why not?
Yeah, but like seriously, it's I oh,
So
but
where
yeah,
would
it's my
these
favorite
where would
series.
you hold the candle to this then? Where do you see these going?
Um,
Because I never played them either, so I see it.
I
It
want you to
comes
play them.
across. Oh, you want to play them?
I want you to play them.
Oh, you want me to?
Mhm.
Because I
I
know
want
they're
you.
on PlayStation. I've come across them and I've seen them a lot. So
Yeah. I
possibly
think you'd really enjoy it. Like
possibly in the
really
future, yeah.
enjoy it.
I'd have to get it look at that and take a look. Cool.
But fuck, man, I fucking hate Warner Bros. Because they had something perfect with Shadow of Mordor, and I love the sequel. I play the sequel way more than I play the first game.
Oh, it was a
Shadow of War, I
Warner
play
Brother.
that
It's a Warner
way more.
Brothers thing.
Yeah, because
Oh
Monolith
wow,
Studios is under Warner Brothers.
that's hard.
That's
Yeah,
why
that was
it's
hard for
like
me to think
directly from
because
Arkham.
that's hard for me to think because I could never see any other thing of being Warner Brothers other than like Injustice games or Mortal Kombat, and then obviously Arkham games are So I didn't even know that they were making other stuff like that.
But yeah, it's like the exact same like combat as Arkham kind of thing. So,
Then maybe I would enjoy it.
um,
Then maybe I would.
yeah, I'm telling you, you'd really love it. But Like it's the thing of like it. Okay, the first game came out 2014, I think, and I should not have been playing that game when I was. Let me tell you, but
Hey man, I
like
played Vice City when I was probably 4 or 5. It's all good.
yeah, true. But yeah, so second game, I play the sequel way more. Right, I love that game because it improves on everything except for two things that,
Mm.
and one thing is just fucking because Warner Bros. Hold their fucking bro. Listen, when they released Shadow of War,
I
you
remember
know
I
what
gotta
they
bleep
did?
that.
They fucking sorry, I need to stop swearing. They
It's all good.
they with the sequel, they were like, oh, the first game was such a hit success because the first game won Game of the Year, by the way. Um, the first game was such a success. Let's for the second game make fucking loot boxes. Loot boxes for a single player game.
Oh shit.
Boxes. Do you know the outrage they got from that? They literally had to remove it in like the first update. Well, actually, it wasn't the
At
first
least
update.
they gave in because I think Warner Brothers today doesn't give a shit. Because you know
Yeah,
what
bro. Like,
they when they announced live action, the whole or not live action, live service for Suicide Squad, so much backlash, but they didn't give no shits and they still had it happen.
yeah.
They don't care today,
Oh,
but back then they might have actually gave a damn.
yeah, because the backlash they were getting was crazy from it. So I
Because
think
the
it was
only
like
kind
really
of
within the first like year or something they
because
were
the only kind
making.
of microtransaction things that the Arkham games faced was like cool skins, DLCs, and that was it. Like they didn't do much with that. But then when you made Suicide Squad live service, Battle Pass seasons, even it was like it started feeling like a damn Marvel's Avengers kind of shit, but DC. I was like, nope, no,
Yeah, but like they fumbled it, and good thing they brought it back. But the cause that that did to the game was irreparable because people didn't want to play it. They're like,
right,
"What the fuck? There's loot boxes. What the fuck is this?" And
yeah,
it to be fair, there wasn't much you could do except get the loot boxes. So like by the end of the game, and actually no, most people probably didn't get the loot boxes anyway, but because it was bullshit. Like the whole point of the Nemesis system is to find orcs and make them and like turn them to your side and like create stories with them. But then you can buy loot boxes and just get a bunch of OP orcs for free. Like, what is it? Basically made the game irrelevant, and there's basically nothing to do at the end of the game when there were loot boxes.
yeah,
So they removed them, and then the game actually got really good. But by the time it got good, nobody was playing the game. Nobody wanted to play the game, so like it kind of hurt its reputation, and it fucked over the whole like reputation of the series, and they never made another one.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
So where would you put this then personally then?
Oh, also, you should know the Nemesis system. They patented it, so no one else can use it, which is the most dumbass shit ever, dude. And also, it wasn't supposed to be Shadow of Mordor that was made with the Nemesis system. They were originally going to make a Batman game with the Nemesis system, but they scrapped
Oh,
that
that would have
and
been
went with Lord
sick
of the
to be
Rings.
honest. That would have been really sick.
Yeah, people have wanted that for ages ever since I was like said that they were planning on doing that at one point. But
Yeah.
me personally, since it's both the games, I had to put in A. But if it was just the first game, oh, if it was just the first game, I would probably put it
What
like
happened?
high S. But since it's both the games, it has to be like an
Did,
A.
did something happen?
The screen like it showed your backdrop for a second. That's all.
Oh yeah, I know. My bad. I went over to another thing.
Yeah.
So does it drop it
So
down for you, or does it keep it at a high level?
it drops it from S because I would have put it in S otherwise, but I need to put it in A since it's both games that I'm
Okay.
rating.
So is it better you since they both are the same system or people? Well, not Rocksteady, but I mean like since they kind of have that same feel, would you put it in front of or behind Arkham?
Just behind because of the loot box thing. They just fucked it up with that, man. They
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah, I guess since we were on so long, I'll kind of like give. I won't give too many brief descriptions of these games because some of these, like I know you're going to go into descriptive with. Let's go and get this out of the way. Monster Hunter Wilds, you talked about it already.
Oh, yeah.
You gave
Listen,
you they know about the game, so like
Yeah. I just have to think for a second. Okay, is it Monster Hunter Wilds only, or is it the whole series are we talking about?
Okay,
Because
I think you did say series, but I did put Wilds as the recent one.
if we're just going off Wilds, I'm gonna personally put it at B, probably next to like
Really?
yeah. Listen, I love Monster Hunter, but I'm not blind to some of the things that Wilds has, which is
I mean, if you want
poor
to go on,
optimization.
yeah, if you want to go on the series, I don't mind. But if you're going just
Oh,
Monster Hunter
mhm.
Wilds, because whatever. I mean, I just put that as the image because I actually typed in Monster Hunter series and I couldn't find any good logos. They kept
Yeah.
showing up Wilds and everything. So
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing that happened with Skylanders. I couldn't find.
Yeah, no. If we're gonna go the Monster Hunter series, then for me it's an S. Just but no, no. I'd say top of mm,
Top of
above
A.
Arkham.
Okay.
I'd put it
So
above
above
Arkham.
Arkham. I mean that works. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, the exploration, the kind of various monsters, yeah, it definitely beats that. So all
I
right.
mean, it only exploded in popularity because of Wilds, like in the rest of the world, but in
Yeah.
Japan, it was always treated as like a fucking holiday. People would get off work every time a Monster Hunter game released, or there was
Shit,
an
I
update.
believe
Like
it.
there were days
I'm pretty
off.
sure I'm pretty sure you managed to stay home or made sure you weren't doing anything that day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I don't know if I took off for any of these games in here except for no, I don't think I ever took off for a game in my life, but I man, Ragnarok, I was definitely like I'm not working that day.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, I'm already going to throw this one because I don't even know if you've ever played them. They're still on the same par as these three as a mascot. That's where I want to think, but you're welcome to move them. But like they're on the same. Actually, I think I
I
need to
like it
rank
better
the. I
than
think I need
Action
to. I
Replay.
think I need to rank the. Yeah, I do too. That's the thing because this one, it's pretty much a space shooter beat 'em up. These
Yeah.
two stories, and not to mention, actually,
Ashland
be
Praxis would. I'm not afraid.
we're ranking characters from Jack. No, so, but here's
And
why
Dark Jack.
I well, all right, chill, all right, okay.
Listen, man, listen, when he's Dark Jack, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway.
I'm gonna kill Praxis. Okay, yeah, no, but Samos. No, anyway, no, I'm kidding. Samos the Sage. No, them toes. Anyway, stop. Here's the reason because Sly Cooper was my first. Here's the reason why I put Jack and Daxter in front of that. Like I said, both of these games respectively got darker as they went with their storylines. Jack 2 took a whole 180 from the first game. The first game was platformer, boss battles, and then 2 completely went dark. They added guns, mild swearing, completely 180. This shit went ahead of Sly Cooper also because of Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown is the villain of the second game. 3 is even darker. Just the storyline together with all of this, it's so cheesy in the first game, but then the second game is like, dude, they took a whole 180. They were trying to be better, and they did. Jack 3 also has that. Um, I don't give a fuck about the Lost Frontier. That is not that is not a real sequel. Lost Frontier is the worst addition to the series. Combat racing was just literally combat racing. But Jack the Lost Frontier was the last game that they made, and it did so shit. I don't blame them for only focusing on Uncharted after that and The Last of Us. People want Jack to come back, but there's nothing to really do here. 3 is pretty much where it ended for me. That it ended greatly. You saved the world from utter destruction from the Dark Makers, is which they called him, which is why he becomes Dark Jack. You learn more about them in the third game. It's great. The whole collection is on the Lost Frontier. Just got ported to. I have so many things that I may replay, and might be one of them. I may even add Lost Frontier in there to just cringe live. I don't know, but great
I want to play
games.
some.
Yeah, they're on there. If you have at least, I think they're a part of the classics collection, but they do have their PS4 port. All three games, including Combat Racing and Lost Frontier, are on PlayStation right now, and all three
But
Sly Cooper games. They haven't added all Ratchet and Clank games. You can only stream those. So
yeah.
yeah, but
Um.
that's where I put them at. It's just that story knocks Sly Cooper's stories out of the park, even though they're great stories.
Can can I tell you how I know about Jack and Daxter? Because I've never played the games, but I had PS3 when I was younger, and I don't remember like almost anything about Jack and Daxter, but I remember playing it like a lot as a kid. And I remember having so much fun just playing it down in my dark basement all by myself and trying to make sure like after I got home from school, I would like go to where the PS3 is set up and I'd like start playing it and I just have good memories of it. But
It's good. I think what's funny is Jack 2 was my first. It's just because, like, I didn't have access to finding these games, but I think I remember, like, someone was like, "Do you play games? I don't have this. My son had it, and they gave me it was Jack 2." And I was like, well, because when I was younger, like, I didn't know what sequels were. I didn't know what to play first, what to play. I would play things out of order. It happened.
yeah.
I think Sly 2 was my first Sly, and I got Sly Cooper 1 the first like years later, but it just happened to be like, oh, this was the new game, so let me get it. But yeah, no, I remember getting that one, and then a couple of years later, I think I had a friend who had 3, and I think I beat it for him, like all of it when I'd stay over sometimes, and then I played 1 like last, which was weird. So I played everything backwards, but yes, phenomenal platformer.
Mhm.
Crazy that it was Naughty Dog, who is now the Uncharted Last of Us people, which it's more of Last of Us, even though Uncharted is
Yeah.
one of theirs too. But now, what do you feel about this? Because I don't even know if you played this game.
Uh I have not, and I remember you hounding me that I haven't played it before. But um
Well, I don't think I hounded
you
you. I don't know
hounded me.
what I
You and Echo
said.
both hounded me.
She,
But
I don't even think she played it. All right, well, no, she has. Okay, I don't even remember. I have to
yeah.
ask her. Um, for me,
Same as GTA, where story awesome, online I don't know anything about the story, but I've heard story awesome. I've heard online ass. So
well, the thing about for me is they go before both of them, but actually,
mm,
I
I put
would
it
put.
higher.
Yeah, I thought about that because I was like, but it's not. It's definitely it's so different from these. I feel like the being on the back end kind of makes sense since it's completely different from all of these. Given how these pretty much all work as open world.
Yeah,
This lineup is insane,
true.
but this also falls into like a cowboy shooter GTA variant because it's under the same people. So it is that open world shooting. There are so many more things you can do, customization and exploration. The story's longer than this one by like another 40 hours. Completion altogether is like 150 hours.
Yeah.
Probably like 300 for people who really want that shit. But
If you want to put it higher, I'm fine with that. I have no like context for this game really, so
see, in the
that would be it.
personal tier, I did put it in an S. Only because of like since GTA 5, it was one of their most phenomenal, but there are some flaws that came to it that definitely online mode definitely brings it down. I know we didn't add it there much in the Grand Theft Auto, but it still kind of makes sense and does matter. Also because they've technically neglected the game since it came out. Like regardless, all eyes are on GTA 6 right now. They've neglected pretty much everything in Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 didn't get an Undead Nightmare. I wish it got some sort of DLC acknowledgement. It never did. Other than that, it's great, but I think low A is probably where it should go.
Okay.
Probably where it should
Okay.
go. Okay, now this
Um,
one, you and I can agree on. I played all the way through Black Flag.
yeah.
I don't. No, it was one of my favorites. The thing is, I can't say much that like it was one of my favorites because I didn't play all the Assassin's Creed. The Assassin's Creed that I played before that was Revelations with Ezio.
Ah, Yeah.
I had never played any of the others. I think I tried Syndicate. I'd never played Valhalla or Origins, but this one was my favorite because I fucking love pirate stuff, and I know you do too.
Hey, hey, hey,
You
hey, hey,
that
hey.
you like it more than I do because of your One Piece. No, I
Well,
have.
I'm just a pirate lover. That's why I
Yeah,
love
you're a
One
pirate
Piece because
lover.
it's
I
pirates.
grew up watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They were obviously one of my favorite
I
movie
love those movies.
series,
Oh,
and this was a way to like. It was very different from all of the other ones because I played
yes.
Revelations because I think I had gotten it and I wanted to try it out.
It was the first one to change the formula.
Yeah, I played that one first, but then I also wanted to step up and I got Black Flag and I played that. And I haven't played a single one after this, so I'm biased to it to where this is my favorite. But like the way of like being able to lead a pirate crew, that was sick. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's amazing,
Oh
dude. And the
yeah.
combat was even better, and everything else about it was better. I think I'm very burned out on the story. Forgive me. It's been years. Probably when I was in my teens when I played it. It was definitely on
Fair.
the PS3 when I had it, but it was fun. Very a lot of fun. Me between S and A.
Same, honestly.
Honestly,
Um,
I would put it in S to be honest.
Same, dude. I would put it above like Rebirth and maybe the like entire God of War series, but below three. I don't know, man. Listen, it's probably my
Yeah, no,
pirate bias. It's probably my
yeah,
pirate bias,
because
but
that if that's the series we're going with, because pretty much that is, yeah, they're both in boats. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that because
you
like I
can put it
said,
lower.
because
This is I promise it's probably just my pirate bias. Like it's just that. It really
no,
is.
we're keeping
But
it. No, no, we're keeping it. I feel like we're never going to get any D's or F's down here
same.
unless you see these down here and yeah. Um, Hitman.
Wait, I still want to talk more about Back Flag.
Oh yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. I got a lot to cut in this damn podcast. It's all good.
Yeah.
Uh,
But dude, I've cried so many times playing Black Flag.
shit, that's an S plus
Brother,
for me or S tier for me right there. If you're crying,
dude, I that it's I'm I can't even speak. I oh, it makes me so emotional, the Black Flag story. And the thing is, I haven't even beaten the fucking game before. I've played that game like my entire life. I That's one of my favorite games of all time. I played that when I was younger. I've played it ever since, multiple times, like always once a year. And I've never beaten the story because I always get too sad before I can beat it.
yeah, I think I
I
was. This is before I was on my like completionist side quest grind where I'm just going through the main story just to beat it. That's probably why I'm so like out of what the story was. But I did beat the game. I beat Revelations as well, and I kind of was invested a lot in Revelation's story. I kind of remember some of it, but with this story, it wasn't. I don't know why it's not memorable, but I played it and I beat it. I guess it's just so many years ago. I was in
yeah.
my teens, like I said.
Well, I'm gonna listen, if you don't care about spoilers for like a 10-year-old game, what the fuck are you doing with your life, okay? I'm gonna talk about this. Alright. So, in the story, the point that I can never get past, because I always get too fucking depressed whenever I get to that point, is when freaking Mary, yeah, Mary, like dies, dude. And I'm just like, while she's like pregnant, I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now, man? And like when you're uh like right hand man leaves you. Literally every one of your friends like dies or betrays you, and I'm just like,
I
I don't
mean,
know
it's
what to
like,
do.
yeah, those
I get so
stories you go
sad.
back to, they're all depressing in most of the ways. Like, I don't even know. Like, I think didn't Shadows just as we're recording this dropped already?
Yeah, it dropped like two
Yeah, I think
days
people are
days
already.
ago.
Yeah, I
Something
think
like
already
that.
people are playing it and stuff, and like they're saying it's great. It's doing well. I mean, any kind of like Japanese setting kind of game. I mean, I think it. They have
Well,
to
it's
make sure
doing
they do.
horrible in Japan.
Oh, it's doing
So,
horrible. Well, I'm guessing they might have gotten some shit wrong then.
oh, they did. They literally had to make a separate version of the game for Japan, like a day after it came out,
Oh, that's bad.
because
Mm.
the president of Japan got upset at the game, said it
Well,
disrespects our culture.
I mean, it is an American company trying to bring in the culture, but yeah, it's feel like they're not getting things right. I
Yeah,
would
the
have
reason
I would
wrestling
have
got a
personally reached out to like people and would be like, "Is this right? Am I doing right?" Because like you're stepping out of the bounds of like I know most of the Assassin's Creed they are on foreign culture or ancient culture like pirates, Vikings, even with
Egypt.
like when they did Egypt, and then even when they did Valhalla, which was based on Norse mythology, that
Yeah,
was they had to make sure they were right. So this one they probably didn't look too close.
yeah.
But yeah, S for Black Flag definitely.
Yeah, the reason the Japanese president got mad at it, by the way, is because in the game you can like hurt civilians and you can like destroy ancient like relics and property, which he got mad because that's not how samurai do things. They can't do that. You can't destroy like ancient like samurai like relics and stuff. So he's like, we're banning the game. So they're like, okay, okay, okay. We'll update the game. We'll make a we'll make a new version. So
Well, I really hope no one he didn't complain about Wukong in China because there's ancient relics in Wukong that you could probably destroy.
but
And
you're but it's different.
yeah, well, it was made by a Chinese team, as well, a Chinese company. So I mean, developers. So I
Yeah,
guess
no,
it's
the
different
reason
because
it
it does
wasn't
feel
for Japan,
disrespectful.
it's because you're a samurai. It's because you're samurai that they don't like that you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, they probably should just make certain environments not breakable. Like you can hit them, but they have to realize, like in the world of gaming, the player can choose to do these things because you're technically not supposed to kill the civilians at all because you can get
Yeah.
desynchronized or you can get you game over if you kill too much. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I understand it, but some of it I think I take it too far when it's like it's a game, but can't change their minds. But
Yeah.
um, here's a personal favorite of mine. This is based on the Hitman series, but it's specifically the world of assassination. So there's a lot of Hitman
Mm.
games out there. The originals like Hitman, Blood Money, Contracts. There's more that I'm forgetting. Um, but this one is the 2016 series where they completely changed up the story. They completely reset everything. This is pretty much that introduced or in a way reintroduced the killing sandbox mode where you pretty much find every single way to kill someone. The story is great. I played all three, beat all three of them. I still play it from time to time if I feel like just like running around and finding various ways to kill people. Um, the stories are great. The first one, amazing. Two rubs me the wrong way because the company, IO Interactive, also worked with the company Square Enix, who is known for making a big number of games. Square Enix pulled out of the funding and the partnership in the middle of making part two. So they lost the budget to even make movable cutscenes and motion capture, and the cutscenes are stilled cutscenes of images with voice acting over them. Not necessarily like that's what caused me to not like that one less. It just changed it up a bit. They came back with it in the third one. The third one is lackluster to me because pretty much you're tying up the ending, not the gameplay, no, not the locations, but the story, because pretty much the story is tying up the loose ends of the villains in that story who work under the main bad guy. You're killing each one of them, and it feels too quick a little bit. Um, there's one section that I enjoy a lot that they brought back. It felt like instead of just killing targets, you had to survive at one point because other targets were looking for you, which was
Mm.
pretty cool because they could like look through a disguise and know it was you. It was probably a super cool sequence. And then the last mission is a completely 180 turn where you have to get the main guy, but you're also still surviving on a moving train through the fucking mountains. Amazing. Great, great game series. There's a lot of lackluster there. They had a cool DLC that came out. It was like through the seven deadly sins and stuff, and like each you had to do a lot of cool challenges and stuff with it. It's a love hate relationship with this series because, like I said, with two's flaws of like not even just the cutscene, some of the gameplay aspect was like limited, and then three brought it way back. Um, it's heavily been talked about and rumored by this company, IO Interactive. I don't know if they're in development or they're even trying, but after they were done with Hitman 3, they've been talking about working on a James Bond game, a 007 kind of game that works through the same almost format as Hitman.
Okay.
However, it's really hard to say because Hitman 3 came out in 2021. We're in 2025 now. So it's been 4 years of absence of any talk about this James Bond game. And obviously, they've been working on the PSVR 2 versions of Hitman to where you can, they've added more game modes and stuff. But for me, this would
Is it wherever? I have no
honestly,
clue.
this would go. I would put it here. Here's the like just for as a sandbox shooter, like 3 and 2 bring it down from there because it would have been A for me. But 3 and 2 bring it down 2 levels to be honest, because of actually it would have been B, and it brings it down to a C just because of like it's a sandbox killer. You have to find a way to kill someone, then you pretty much worry about the challenges after the base game. In my opinion, it's great. It's better than one of their games, Hitman Absolution, which would be an F tier if I had it here. It was a horrible terror. It would ruin the character of Hitman. Too much humanization, which he does eventually get humanized here, which I loved. They did it better than the other game, but that's my basis on Hitman.
Okay.
Spiritfarer?
Yeah. Spiritfarer. Do you know what a Spiritfarer is?
No.
It's like there's one in God of War. Wait, which God of War would have been? Anyway, there's one in God of War. It's like the person that like sails like spirits to the like land of the dead, you know? It like sails them to like the afterlife. It's like
God of
the
War 18,
Charon.
then it's probably God of War 18 then, because you go to Helheim. Yes.
No,
Possibly.
it's in the original games.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
the Charon in like one of the original God of War games. You know, the
Oh, okay.
Charon who like has the boat and he like I think
Yes,
you
okay.
kill him,
Yes, I
but
remember. Yeah.
yeah, so that's basically what a spirit fair is because they like make sure the spirits go to where they're supposed to go. And that's
Okay.
actually what Davy Jones' job is in the Pirates movies, but he doesn't do it.
Yes.
But whatever. Um, Spiritfarer gonna be hard for me to honestly rank this one because I have 24 hours in this game, I believe, something like that. I'm starting a new playthrough on my PC. I had a playthrough on my console, but I gave up on that one. I'm starting on my PC now, and it's really, it's really unique. I think it's one of the best like games I've ever played. It's better than a lot of AAA games I've played, but it's hard to compare them because Spiritfarer is so unique and it's not trying to be like an action game or anything like that. It's simply just a very emotional game about like death. So
Mm.
it's really just about helping spirits pass on, it's helping them deal with their regrets. And it's very, very emotional. Like I fucking hell, I cry every like few minutes in that when I play that game. It's a hard game to play. It's
Mm.
very, it's sad. It's
It sounds
very sad.
interesting, yeah. But if it's very sad, geez, it's either got to be A
I
or
mean,
S now.
to me it is. I don't know if it would be to most people, but to me it's really sad because the whole dealing with concept of death and everything.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
depressing. I
gameplay
mean,
itself, I'm sure most people would probably hate the gameplay, so that's why it's not that popular. But because really, it's a cozy management game at the end of the day. It's like a Stardew Valley kind of thing.
right. Okay.
Um,
All right. Yeah.
but are you fine with me putting this wherever?
Yeah. I don't mind.
Oh, okay. Um, I I just don't know how to rank it compared to these other games on this list. That's the thing. Like I just don't, because
I
like it's
mean,
almost like a separate thing.
does it look like an S for you, or is it looking?
Huh. When I'm looking at it, I want to put it like in B just because of the gameplay, because I'm sure most people wouldn't like the gameplay, but I like the gameplay. So I don't know, man. I'm so torn. I might just have to put this in honorable mention because I don't really know how to rank this. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, yeah, that could potentially. Well, I mean, honorable mentions was going to be for extra games, but I mean, that could. I mean, we could technically name it undecided, kind of.
Yeah.
And I'll just throw
Yeah.
honorable mentions like I'll just rapid fire them, kind of.
Okay.
Because honorable mentions was really more of like I had extra games to talk about because I know now this is
Mm.
going over time, which I'm going to be cutting
Yeah.
this podcast. So this podcast may come out later than 12 p.m. usually when it comes out. I may take my time to because there's some things I had to cut out here.
Yeah.
Subnautica S.
Yeah.
Well, do you put it before? What do you think you
For
put it
Black
before?
Flag, no, but I do put it before Rebirth. So
I
I
haven't
think
played
that's good.
Subnautica, but I've watched Markiplier. It's already an S. I've watched
Oh,
Jack. It's already an S for me. I watched those guys play it. I
damn,
know
that's
it's available.
sad.
Why?
Cause you should play it without knowing anything about it. I genuinely think
Here's the
to play
problem. I
Subnautica, you
didn't.
have to know nothing.
I didn't watch every playthrough of his. That's the thing. I watched one playthrough of both Jack and Mark, and I know exactly what they are about. I just don't know the entire game story or the whole. I know it's mainly you're surviving underwater with a submarine or a ship or whatever, but there is. I hear it's one of the best survival based games. So I definitely,
It,
and then Below Zero is like it's the DLC, right? It's not, or this is it's not the sequel, or it is.
no, so it's like the Miles Morales of Subnautica.
Okay, we just never got a.
Yeah,
Are we getting a Subnautica? I thought there was an announcement for a Subnautica too.
there's a Subnautica 2 announcement. There's a trailer.
Oh yeah,
Don't
okay.
tell. Listen, people in the comments. I'm not looking at these comments because I know there's going to be spoilers for Subnautica, the trailer or something.
We
Don't
barely
you
get
dare.
I barely get comments. The main comments are you, or
Oh,
if
that's
people
good.
just reference. I mean, if we do in the future, yeah. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
some spoilers kept out. I mean, I mainly look at my comments anyway. So,
The thing with
but
Subnautica 2, I have not seen anything about the game. And I'm gonna keep it that way.
yeah, I think you remember mentioning that.
Subnautica is a game to me that I need to know literally not a single thing. I need to not even know what a frame of the game looks like to be able to play a Subnautica game. Like it's a game that you need to go in blind, otherwise the whole game is like ruined in my opinion. Because it's all about the fear of the unknown. That's what the game bets you to have.
Yeah,
You
and
have to be unknown.
if you have if you have fear of thalassophobia, don't play it. That's all I know.
It's very fun though.
Odyssey S.
No,
Really?
no. Listen, Odyssey has probably like my second favorite movement in any video game ever, which is why I've literally 100%ed it like 5 times. Okay,
It's not
so
S for you
just
though.
no, it's not because I just I think the thing about Odyssey that I don't know why, but for some reason Mario games are just lower to me when it compares to other games. I don't know if it's just like a mental thing, but have you played Odyssey?
Yes, I played Odyssey when I owned a Switch back in 2023. That was the one game one of my friends let me borrow. I played all the way through the main story. I didn't really do all the challenges because, well, I was borrowing in a game. But I also didn't have a Switch for a long time because I wanted to branch. I wanted to see if I could blend two consoles together. I couldn't do it. It's crazy that I have a PC because I've been able to blend it with my PlayStation. Just for some reason, the Switch I couldn't because if you think about it, between PC and PlayStation, you have a variety of almost the same. With Nintendo, it's 100% Nintendo. So, like, most of the time. But like the games that you had there is like I played them. I even played like I had Metroid Dread as well. A friend had got it for me. I
Mm,
gave that back and they gave it to someone because I felt bad that that they got that for me and then a long time coming I sold my Switch. Um I could have kept it, but I sold it and at the time I kind of needed to sell it. And yeah, I played it and I really enjoyed it because like that's kind of one of the Mario games that I wanted to try.
yeah.
I jokingly said S because people a lot like to praise it, but for me it would be A since how fun it was, and it's also a different change up from most of the Mario games.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, it's an A. I don't know how low or high you would put it or I would put it,
A,
but
A is good with me. I just
yeah. Where in the
like
ranking though, like as a platformer, I feel like it would go behind all these.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, I have like hundreds of hours in Super Mario Odyssey, which is actually crazy for a platforming single player
I
game.
don't think D or F
But
is going to get any love here, which is fine because these are mostly
yeah,
games that we love.
true.
But
But yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I got 4 of honorable mentions here. I because I know it was hard for you to even put together your 15 list.
Yeah,
We can mention some even without the pictures, but I got 4 of them, and Resident Evil Biohazard is one of them. Now, you have a big, strong if with horror stuff,
hmm
unless it's a specific horror. I told you before that this one included bugs. I know damn well you ain't touching this game. So, for me, in horror aspect games, I want to rank it high, but also it's like this A is such a crazy line that it would
yeah.
go in C because of how horror games are for me. For me, it is above these 3 of mine. Yours, Bug Snacks can stay where it's at, but for me, it's above
Uh,
these 3. Here's why: because one, you got 2 shooters here. One's a
mhm,
sandbox, and one is a repetitive run and gun. Skylanders, like we said, the whole figurine thing, the expensiveness,
yeah.
and then Bug Snacks like that. That's a cute kind of like. I'm not saying because I don't want to put horror is better than this little nice simple game. It's a nice little simple game. So like Resident Evil Biohazard, the reason I like it is because it revived the series in so many ways. It's the reason 8 exists and why
True.
everyone thirsts over a giant woman. So, but it's probably was the
I like the
scariest.
daughters. Anyway,
A lot of things that you are
even though
really
they involve
singling. You're
bugs.
singling
But
yourself out here, and the whole entire podcast is anyway. People are
listen, it's a
watching like,
joke. I don't really people who are watching. If you got this far, you can know it was a joke. I don't really care. I'm not that horny.
okay, but though this one was probably the scariest because you're alone, and even though these people are infected by a disease, I won't go. Everyone majority knows. I would tell you the story offhand, but majority of the story, like this one, brought the horror back because
Sure.
I have Resident Evil 4. I have had that game since it came out, the remake, and I have not played it, and I'm going to at some point on my own time. I'm not going to make a series out of it. Um, because there's no reason to, because then I would have to like play the others. But
Yeah.
it that when it got to 5 and 6, it got really crazy because like the Arnold Wesker story and like blowing shit up because like they went from horror to like just straight up
Um.
like alien felt kind of things. Like even Nemesis was crazy, but he's probably their best. And then the Titan from Resident Evil 2, but Nemesis was even
Yeah.
like that. Nemesis was the first step to like the alien horror versus
Talk about
the
sexy for Titan.
versus the psychological horror that you get in 7. Like 7 still has supernatural effects, but it feels more natural and grounded even though you have these crazy characters. They're still like human like people chasing you
Also, Mr.
around.
X.
Yeah. And because of well 2 was Mr. X, but with Mr. Shut up. With 7 is what created that stalker system that the T00, right? Is that what he is? T00
I don't know.
or Mr. X. That's what started the system because Resident Evil 7 was the first one to have the stalker system. Besides like the old Resident Evils where you had Mr. X, following you around, but like the modern day where, the Baker family's stalking you around every corner.
Uh,
And then, obviously the remakes implemented that and brought that in with Nemesis and even the Titan. And then, of course, Lady D as well is chasing you around. So it brought it back to life. And it's a really good one. I think I played the entire story once. The DLC is very sad because it shows you the transcendence of the family turning evil. Such a good family, such a great story, I think. 8 blows it out of the storm, but that's my favorite. I played 8 first because everyone was talking about it, but I went back because they're connected, and this one became my favorite.
yeah,
So I
fair
think I'll
enough.
put it in C. I mean, I know you would probably. I feel like it would go lower for you because you hate horror, but I think C is the
Yeah.
best.
I love the Resident Evil series though. I'm not a fan of horror, so I don't really
Yeah,
like. I love
yeah.
8. That's the only one I've
Because
actually
that one's
watched
like
completion and played to completion.
there's like two parts in that game that are scary that you go through, but 8 felt more. I don't know. It felt scary, but it felt more.
It was tolerable, so to speak,
Yeah, yeah.
like FNAF, not too scary.
Mortal Kombat 1. I feel
F.
I can F. You know, I can honestly say that because the hype died down for me after it released. After I finished the base game, after I got smoked to like a big level. He didn't even get to max level, but I never played the DLC. The last
I did.
the last character that I played as for the for the DLC pack or Combat Pack 1 was definitely might have been, I think it was Omni Man. I don't think I played as Quan Chi, Homelander, Peacemaker, any of them. Ghostface and the T100 is there. But I never played it after that. I stopped playing it and I got the deluxe edition. I got a week early, and I thought I was gonna play this for the rest of my life, and I never did, and I never got the DLC. It's like I don't even know if I'm gonna do that with Mortal Kombat 2. If Mortal Kombat 2 ever comes out, I'm probably just gonna get the regular game. I'm not even gonna because I don't know why, but I was excited for it.
I also got the most
I think I
expensive
streamed it
one.
once on my channel, and then that was it. Um, but yeah, it's kind of I. I'd say it's D for. I'd go for D probably because just honestly for that hype, and it was fun to play for a while. But yeah, D would probably be my compromise if that's okay with you. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it is. I'm just gonna. I want to kind of go in on this game. And also, I'm trying to just check how many hours I have in the game, but I can't seem to find it. So whatever.
I think
But
yeah, mine's not even up there to a lot of hours.
I think I have like 100 hours in Mortal Kombat 1. So anyone who's like, "Oh my god, you haven't even played the game," I have. So shut up. But um, listen, I'm a fighting game person. I always have been. I'm a huge fighting game guy. I play fighting games. I love myself some fighting games. Mortal Kombat 1, the worst modern fighting game out right now. And that's sad to say, but it is.
Street
With
Fighter was kicking its ass. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
and so
And
did
I haven't
Tekken
even
8.
played it. Tekken, yeah, I didn't even play those. And also,
Okay, wait.
you
Fatal Fury might be a bit worse, but
well,
whatever.
you can't compare those though because Tekken and Street Fighter alone have two different styles, and so does Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat focuses on the blood more than anything and the insane ways to kill someone, but
That's the
you
good parts of the
you
game, but
can't compare those three. Like you can say one's better, but you can't say they all three have different fighting styles. Street Fighter's that more anime based, anyways, and Tekken is Tekken, so I can't really say much for that. But
I'm not even just doing that. I'm talking about the
well,
stories
yeah,
too.
I know. I'm just saying there's people who rank them that
Uh,
way.
yeah. But like Mortal Kombat 1 after its release, they kind of fumbled the bag because they didn't really have like anything. There was no single player content except for the story,
Right.
which is bad. Other Mortal Kombat games had single player content except for the stories. Okay, yes, there was invasions mode, but that sucked when it was out.
Mhm.
It's slowly getting better, but still grindy as hell, annoying to do. Like it's really just bad. And then when all the DLCs and stuff were coming out and everything like that, people didn't really care because it was like, oh, cool, another character to a game where there's basically nothing to do.
No, that's
Yay.
pretty much what you're left with after the base story is just grinding, leveling up your character, playing ranked matches to see how good you are. I never touched invasions.
It's
There
ass.
was like one
For the most
mode,
part.
conquest mode or something was supposed to come out or whatever it was called, and I never kept playing it to see if that mode finally unlocked or there was some mode that was like locked and was like it was coming soon, and I don't even know if it's out yet, but
It
like
is.
yeah, it's like I never touched it afterwards, and like
Thing.
I kept trying my best to master smoke and everything, and it sucks to try to master people when some people spend so many hours on that game and are 10 times better than you, and then people who spam the same shit, like I said about 2K on the island, they don't if they don't know how to fight, but they know how to spam you and lock you in and soft lock you to where you can't fight back, it makes it so much unenjoyable. I actually
Yeah, that's
sometimes
part of
get
fighting games.
I'm actually yeah, but you're gonna have someone who spams just to get a win.
Spam
But if you
strategy.
actually have people who know how
Just
to do
learn to beat it.
combos, I'm actually happy when they know how to do combos. I get pissed, but I also am like, yeah, you know what you're doing. You know how to play. And then they get mad at me if I do a combo and call it a spam. I'm like, no, I just know what I'm doing. I had it down pat with smoke. If I played it today, I'm terrible.
Yeah, me too.
I had Dead Island in here. Now,
I don't know what this is.
yeah,
This
so
is
Dead
terrible.
Island. So this is mainly the series, but I'm really only including the first one and the second one. I think there's a spinoff or an expansion. Um, I think there's Dead Island Riptide and there's something else, but I have played Dead Island 1 again as a kid, shouldn't have played it. On my one of my buddy's Xboxes. I never fully played through the story, so the first one kind of is weird for me. The second one I did play. I believe it came out in 2023. The second one's great, dude. A zombie killer game, just like I love that shit. I never finished it because apparently your main character, there's multiple main characters that follow the same format, has like a dark secret about him or her that like you have this like weird thing in your body that makes you like crazily rage against these zombies. There's cool corpse launches you can do, just like like upgrading weapons. There's like one weapon you get that's like Wolverine claws. It's cool. The goriness is great. I don't know what made me stop playing it, but I think other games got in the way of that same year. It's a good game and it's a great game series. Um, However, because zombies is
Mhm.
going to go into D for me because just zombies in
Oh,
general. I don't know. I thought of it because it's like I also kind of like when I was looking at games, I was looking what was on my PlayStation because there's not many I have on this PC. Um,
yeah.
yeah. But they're good. And last, have you ever touched any of the Saints Row games?
No, but I've heard a lot about them. So,
Yeah. So they've had ups and downs. Most of these games have, but this particularly was the main one that was called the GTA clone
oh,
because it is a crime simulation game. You are the head of a crime syndicate called the Saints or the Third Street Saints. The stories are interesting. It takes a while. This is the cover art for the third, which is the one that takes the most wildest ass turn ever from just being a common street game to a global celebrities, street gang celebrities somehow.
oh,
Um, and then the fourth one goes into alien shit.
what the fuck?
Yeah, and then the expansion is called Get Out of Hell, where you literally go to hell and fight demons. See, I don't know what they were doing, what they were
Okay.
thinking, and that's not even the reason why I'm about to make this decision. And it hurts me because this used to be my favorite series, but this is our first F.
Oh, yeah,
Only because of what they did
you want a gamer
recently.
now?
Yeah, they they completely ruined the franchise. So after Get Out of Hell, which was like I think came out in 2013, they completely forgot about the series. They made a spin-off series called Agents of Mayhem, which was supposed to tie into one of the endings that you get in Get Out of Hell and made that canon. Which one of the endings where literally you go to God after defeating the devil and you get to choose one of the endings that happens. Well, one of the endings that is apparently canonical is the entire world is rid of the saints. You all live different lives. And that's what kind of happens in the game in Agents of Mayhem. I never played that game and I never will. I think I got it because it was free, but I'm never going to play it.
Damn.
And then after Agents of Mayhem, Volition, the company, was radio silent forever. And then 2021, they made the announcement that they were rebooting the entire Saints Row series, and they came out with a game just called Saints Row in 2022. 100% not even. the right source material, completely changed what the Saints were about. Lackluster gameplay, started off as a buggy launch, not
Ooh,
fun at all. There, I played all the way through the story. I can't even believe I paid full price for it. It just was not like they gave a damn. And because of this, Volition is out of business. The entire
oh,
game bankrupted their company,
damn.
of a beloved company that got barely any sales from the game, was completely shut down. A game series that I enjoyed and a game company that I love their craft. So because of that, it just moves the entire series down to F tier. Just because they seem to not really care that much about what they were going for. It was just like a bad twist ending, a terrible ending even. Most of the game was
Okay.
grinding to unlock properties. Like you would get properties in the old games, like to run your hood or run the city. You mainly were just doing that shit, and the side missions were terrible, buggy, crashes, and it just sucks that they did go out of business. But because of that, that entire series is just sour for me now. And I mean, Saints Row's always rubbed people the wrong way, especially when they went for the alien shit in the fourth game. But yeah, they were a good game company. After the second game, it went downhill.
Damn.
But
That
that's the list. So I guess I can, if you have any final comments before I read off what's all on the list for any audio listeners who probably aren't watching, so I can just
sucks.
recite them.
Um, you know, before we do, I just need to say one thing.
Mm.
Please give us Silk Song. I want Silk Song so bad. I
Keep
need Silk
coping,
Song.
buddy. Keep cope. No, I'm kidding. I don't know much about it, but I've been hearing about it a lot. That's they want it because of how well Hollow Knight. When did Hollow Knight the first one come out?
2017.
Oh, what are y'all doing? Come on. I understand animation is hard, but like, damn, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Animation games are hard to do, but I mean,
they've been radio silent for like 4 years. So
Jesus. Well, I mean, hopefully it does come out soon, but or announce at
uh,
least. But
I
we're
just want
gonna.
some news. We don't care what it is. We just want news. So at least tell us it's not coming, so we can stop hoping. Like just do something, please.
That is for sure. I know the world's gonna go crazy. Imagine if they were like they announced it before GTA 6, and that's what wins Game of the Year. Imagine.
That'd be crazy.
No, they would probably announce it like I don't even know. I don't. I'm not. I'm not. I haven't played these games that much, but all right. So we're gonna start off our tier list. What our what where we were. Well, excuse me. What our we're starting from S all the way to undecided. Um, so in first place of everybody is Hollow Knight. In front in the S category, you have Hollow Knight, God of War 3, the God of War series, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, Subnautica, and Final Fantasy Rebirth. Stellar list. A tier is going to be Stellar Blade, Spider Man, Monster Hunter Wilds, Batman Arkham, the entire series, Shadow of Mordor, Red Dead 2, uh, and then Mario Odyssey. And then B is going to be Cuphead and Black Myth Wukong, Jedi Survivor, Ghost of Tsushima, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, 2K25, the Mafia series, Grand Theft Auto, that's B. And then C is going to be Bugsnax, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, the Wolfenstein series, Hitman, the Ward of Assassination trilogy, which is the entire series of 2016, Skylanders series. D is going to be Mortal Kombat 1, Dead Island. F tier is Saints Row series. And then our undecided is Spiritfarer, not because it's a bad game, but because it's really hard to rank it since it is a sad game, as you've said.
Yes.
So, yep, that is our tier list. And I'm pretty sure there's some people who are cringing at some of these, probably,
Yeah,
but it's the
probably.
Beard Bros tier list. So it's not like it's the overworld tier list, because I'm pretty sure some of these would rank higher. Some of these, personally, I'd rank
Yeah.
higher. But for fairness for both of us, yeah. So, Yeah, and this podcast went over as much as it should have. But I know I'm going to cut this down for some moments that went on too long, and definitely it will come out at a later time, regular than the regular 12 p.m. So if it comes out later, doesn't mean I'm not going to upload it, but I'll make sure to get out by Friday. So
Yes, and
yes,
next week we will do some more stuff about actual gaming news for some stuff that's been announced, but
yes.
that'll be next week.
As we
So,
speak, Nintendo Direct did just happen. There's some PlayStation titles. I don't know if PlayStation's having a state of play or anything anytime soon, but yeah, we're getting some more gaming news on stuff. So we'll always still, regardless, talk about our wrestling news at the beginning, and then by like the last 2 weeks, we'll be starting our predictions for WrestleMania. Usually, when we do our predictions with our friend Ryan, we do those ourselves. But I would, as at some point, I feel like it'll be okay. We maybe start doing those predictions early so we can do them on here as well. We'll even include his predictions because he also challenges for that belt. So no, he's not on the podcast, but he will also be included because it's between us three, obviously.
Mhm.
So right now, Kurduk is the reigning champion. Not for
and we'll
long,
stay
and
champion.
no, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna win.
Okay, okay, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think I'll win. I think I'll win. So yeah, but pretty much we're gonna wrap this up because this is a long, long podcast. Maybe 2 hours if I can cut it down and throw it in there, but we shall see. So if you agree with this list or disagree, we don't care. No, this is just a personal list between us. And if you have any criticisms on that, just let us know. Twitter, comments, whatever you want to give your discussions at. And yeah, so I hope you all guys enjoyed our video game ranking tier list. We've been the Beard Bros. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.